Beautiful.
I'm good. I missed you. How are you doing?
I'm great, man. It's crazy. It's crazy on the home front.
Also, can I just say something? I never get to say this, but you look so good. You've lost so much weight. Are you shredding for the wedding?
We are shredding for the wedding, baby. We tried our suits on yesterday. Little man put his suit on. Everything is looking amazing. So, yeah, that's where I'm at. It's beautiful. It's an emotional time for me, and I'm loving it. And I think my focus is very much on my kids at the moment because I'm going to say goodbye to them for just a few days.
Aww.
But I'll be joining them again. But the show is all about amazing children this morning. In fact, we're going to be celebrating kids who have donated, get this, 185,000 pairs of shoes to those less fortunate than themselves. Brilliant.
Love those stories. You love those inspiring stories. Then, of course, it is a Wednesday and we need to work out. So personal trainer, the beast herself, Robin Lee Erasmus, is also going to be joining us to share a workout for the kids as well.
Yeah, man, which means that it's going to be high energy. It's not going to be easier. It's just going to be really high energy, I have a feeling. Then we're going to be catching up with Spitch, an old mate from Umhlobo Wenene FM. He's going to be showing off some of his skills in the kitchen.
And then finally, what is a Wednesday without the culinary hotline bling?
Tick, tick, tick!
Awake. Chef Clem is here to serve us this morning, and of course his wife Megan Pedro is also going to be setting the mood with her vast masterclass.
Nice.
Then we're also going to be putting two head-to-head. These two are going to be going head-to-head to find out how much they really know about each other.
I reckon they're going to get every question right.
They
are so into each other. We love it.
They're so one person.
They share one love force, and we love them for it. It is going to be a culinary-inspired show today, as we love to do on a Wednesday, and as we said, we're inspired by the kids, so stick around for that amazing story. But there's a big kid waiting with the biggest smile you ever seen. I think he's about to douse himself with milk all over.
Take your shirt off. Take your shirt off.
Take the shirt off. Come on, mate. Come
on. The biggest kid in the playground is here, of course. And good morning, Mzansi. Thank you so much for joining us. Let me just chill here and spill the tea for you this morning, of course, because we've got all the good stuff coming at you and so much magic. But before we even get into it, you know how we do. We want to chat to you, Mzansi. We want to ask you the question, and the cue of the day is, if you could eat any food for the rest of your life, or anything for the rest of your life, what would it be? That's a tough one, because my mind firstly goes to like taste, but then I worry about like, what if it doesn't have nutritional value? What if there's not enough protein in it? I don't know. This could get complicated, but I know you're going to have fun with this, Mzansi. So come through on our social media. Let us know what that one thing is that you could eat for the rest of your life. And then we might come through and have a conversation with you and find out what's the best convo of the day. But bring it through. We're on socials this morning. We're coming to you live on YouTube. We've got Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, you name it. We are here for you, Mzansi. And one person standing by here for you to give you the news is Jamie Lee Dumvik.
Thank you so much. Let me get you geared up for the rest of the day with those news headlines. Starting on the national front, the director of the National Prosecuting Authority, Shamila Batowi, says a special prosecution task team has been set up to tackle high-profile cases. Batowi appeared before Parliament yesterday to discuss the prosecuting authority's budget and annual performance plan. Batowi says the task force will work with other law enforcement agencies and focus on the corruption cases that stem from the findings of the Commission of Inquiry into State Capture. She says the prosecuting authority plans to take action against several suspects over the next 6 months. Then staying on the local front, some 370 million rand will be spent on upgrading tourism facilities, roads, as well as gates around the Kruger National Park over the next 3 years. Contractors are expected to start working as early as next month, with 11 key projects being prioritized. Now, this includes rebuilding the Letaba shop, which was gutted by fire in 2020, and the Lower Sabi petrol station, which burnt down a year later. The main building at the Shengwedzi camp will also get a new roof. The last one was damaged by termites. Then looking to news on the international front, Mozambique and India intend to revive their joint working group on defense as part of counter-terrorism efforts, and at the same time promote their respective blue economies and curtail drug trafficking. Now, this was agreed on during the visit to Maputo by India's Deputy National Security Advisor Vikram Misri, where he met the country's Minister of Defense and Interior Security officials. The joint working group on defense was initially activated in 2006, but only met twice in 9 years. Then staying on the international front, the Nordic region's defense capabilities would be strengthened if Sweden and Finland joined NATO, allowing joint defense planning within the framework of the alliance, Sweden's Defense Minister Peter Halkevik said yesterday. Now, he added, and I quote, "The effect will The effect will be that we become stronger together. Now, this is something that can happen if we choose to join NATO. Sweden already has defense agreements with its Nordic neighbors. Russia's invasion of Ukraine has sparked a rethink of security policy in Sweden as well as Finland. Denmark, Norway, and Iceland are already members of NATO. Then, helping to sniff out some 200 explosive devices in Ukraine, Patron, the Jack Russell Terrier, has received a presidential medal from President Volodymyr Zelensky. Now, meaning ammo in Ukrainian, Patron's handler, Mikhailo Iliv of the Civil Protection Service, accepted the medal on the 2-year-old Pooch's behalf at a ceremony that included Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau. Zelensky said, and I quote, "Today I wish to honor those Ukrainian heroes who are clearing our land of mines. They include a wonderful little sapper patron who helps to neutralize explosives." Patron has become known across the world since the war began, appearing in dozens of stories across a variety of news networks and outlets. Now, his Instagram already boasts some 220,000 followers. As a Jack Russell Terrier, he's the ultimate workhorse breed. Now, his incredible bravery, powerful snout, and amazing agility make him ideal for minesweeping, yet initially that wasn't supposed to be his destiny, as Leave brought him to be nothing more than a loyal friend for his young son. On that note, that is where we leave your 6 o'clock news headlines. We will be back on the top of the hour, but right now it's time to have a first look at the sports. Here's Graham.
Thank you so much, Jamie. Let's start with local cricket news, and I think ready to put the drama behind him. Proteas coach Mark Boucher has now welcomed Cricket South Africa's decision to withdraw all disciplinary charges levelled against him, saying that they were unjustified and have caused considerable hurt and anguish. Now, the cricket governing body had set a disciplinary hearing for the 16th of May with charges that involved racism aired against Boucher. However, CSA have now dropped all charges, and that leaves Boucher free to continue his role as head coach of the national team. So charges of racism were initially lodged against Boucher after Paul Adams, one of his former teammates, said at last year's SJN hearings that he had been a victim of racial discrimination during his playing time. And staying with cricketing news, but what's happening on the pitches abroad, Afghanistan's Rashid Khan claimed 4 wickets as Gujarat Titans became the first team to qualify for the IPL playoffs with a 62-run thrashing of the Lucknow Super Giants. So Indian opener Subnam Gill made 63 of 49 deliveries to steer Gujarat to 144 for 4 after electing to bat first in Pune. Afghanistan-led spinner Rashid then returned his best IPL figures of 4 for just 24 to dismiss the opposition for 82 in 13.5 overs, as Gujarat in their debut season bounced back from 2 losses to now top the 10-team IPL standings. Then it really is going to go down to the wire. We return to the Premier League as Liverpool have now moved back level on points with Man City at the top of the table. That was after claiming a come-from-behind 2-1 win against Aston Villa yesterday. So the hosts started on the front foot with a goal inside 3 minutes from Douglas Luiz before Joel Matip pulled a goal back shortly after that. Then Sadio Mane netted the winner in the 65th minute with a smart header into that bottom corner to see the Reds now move on to 86 points. Man City will have the chance to reclaim that 3-point cushion when they travel to Wolves tonight. Then elsewhere, Chelsea, they're away to Leeds, Leicester host Norwich, and Everton will be squaring off against Watford. Then staying with footballing news related to our potential champions, Man City have now reached an agreement to sign Norwegian striker Erling Haaland from Borussia Dortmund. So the 21-year-old will join in July after City activated a €60 million release clause in his contract. The Norwegian has scored an incredible 85 goals in just 88 appearances for Dortmund since joining from Red Bull Salzburg back in January of just 2020. An incredible record. Last year, he also became the youngest player to reach 20 Champions League goals. La Liga giants Real Madrid and Barcelona have also been speaking to him about a potential deal, but it looks like he's heading to the Premier League. And that's where we leave our sport for now. I'm sure Ryle is feeling pretty nervous about the sporting headlines, so we'll move on from that right now and get into our weather.
Thank you so much, G. Yes, of course, the sport has us all enthralled, but now it's time to take a look at the weather and report on the latest when it comes to our weather news. And we're starting off with some interesting environmental news. SA's government is still analyzing details of a $8.5 billion, now that's some 137 billion rand financing package, which was offered by the rich Western nations last year to help the country abandon coal. Now, that's said by Environmental Minister Barbara Creecy yesterday. Now, the US, Britain, France, Germany and the European Union pledged the funding during the COP26 or COP26 climate conference in Glasgow, Scotland last year, November. Now, SA is the world's 12th biggest emitter of climate warming gases and a major coal producer and user. Now, Creecy said SA, which has set up a task team to advise President Cyril Ramaphosa and his cabinet on the offer, was still looking at the terms. Now, SA was also considering the impact of the shift from coal on unemployment and poverty, and some 93,000 people were employed in SA's coal mines in 2021. Now, Creecy added and quoted, "We're not just changing technology, we're also dealing with some of the abiding constraints of inequality, unemployment and poverty that confront our economy," unquote. Well, from our environmental news, we head over to those sunrise views captured by you, our incredible Expresso viewers. And starting us off early this morning, Rosemary de Rabau from Culinary shared this stunning shot of the sky displaying a bright purple hue with the sun rising in the distance. Then we've got Mamelo Sokato from the Free State sharing the slightly moodier shot of the morning sky in her area, showing clear pink skies with an absolutely special glow from the sun rising. The anticipation of the day all captured in that shot right there. Thank you, Mzansi, for sending these incredible pictures in. For now, though, it's time to take our first look at the temperatures across the country. And starting off in Polokwane, the day starts at 11, moving up to 25 degrees. Umobela moves from 14 to 30 degrees. Pretoria, 11 up to 23. And Johannesburg starting at 10, moving up to a moderately warm 22 degrees. Over in Mahikeng, your day starting at 9, moving up to 25. Klerksdorp, very similar chilly conditions to start the day at 6, up to 25. And much the same for Kimberley, starting off at 6, then over to a high of 24. But Bloemfontein taking the cake in your region, starting off at only 4 degrees and moving up to 23 degrees Celsius. Now, over in Richards Bay, a slightly warmer start to the day at 18, moving up to 28 degrees. Pietermaritzburg sees the day starting at 11, up to 26. Durban, a nice warm 18 degrees start, all the way up to 25. And Mthatha, chillier start to the morning, only at 9, but moves all the way up to 23 degrees. Now, over in East London, where the day starts at 12 degrees, all the way up to 22. Craddock sees a chilly start of 2 degrees, up to 23. Berga, a little bit warmer than that. 11 is your starting temperature, moving all the way up to 21. And George, starting off at 9, up to 19 degrees Celsius. Now, over in the mother city, where the chilliness continues, 11 is your start, moving up to 19 degrees Celsius. Worcester sees a chilly start of 5, up to 22. Sutherland, oh, it's chilly as always. 3 degrees starting the day, all the way up to 17. And Uppington, much the same, starting at 5 degrees, all the way up to a moderately warm 26 degrees Celsius. Well, Mzansi, thank you so much once again for sending those incredible pictures in. Let's catch up with the team and see what else is happening on the show.
Well, we're going to make you feel pretty mundane this morning and wanting to do a lot more for your fellow people. We're going to introduce you to two amazing kids, brother and sister, in fact, who are behind Soul to Soul, who have, as I said earlier this morning, donated 185,000 shoes to those that need them most. Brilliant. Can't wait to meet them.
Ah, can't wait for that. And of course, we can't wait to get back into the kitchen. We are making cheesy tomato safari pasta. What? Our favorite chef, our chef mama, Chef Tumi, is here to serve us all of that. So stick around. We'll see you after this.
you'll always know how much I love you. I hope that you never stop learning and growing. That you'll be brave and joyful and kind. And that one day, when you look at me and I look at you, we'll love the wonderful you that you've become. It all begins with purity. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back, you beautiful souls. Thank you so much for choosing to start your day with us on this beautiful Wednesday morning. Let's see if we can inspire you and pay you back. Soul to Soul is a non-profit organization that was founded in 2017 by two youngsters named Dario Gouveia and his sister Liana Gouveia. Now, this organization aims to collect gently worn shoes to donate them to various underprivileged communities, to schools, to orphanages. And this morning, we're about to chat to them about their recent donation of, get this, bro, 185,000 pairs of shoes. Can we get a massive round of applause and warm welcome for Dario and Liana? Good morning, you beauties. Look at you guys.
How are you guys doing?
I'm so glad to see you smile. Very good, thank you.
Look, I think we're excited because to start the day hearing news like that is just absolutely incredible.
Massive.
But let's get into the magic that you guys are creating. You have an organization that's been active for the last 5 years, and you guys have been contributing shoes to organizations since then. But what is it that actually inspired to start this organization, to start this journey? Where did it all stem from? Is it a family thing?
No, so I started Soul to Soul with my sister, and it started when my school shoes didn't fit me. So we were driving past a robot, and I saw a boy who didn't have any shoes, and his feet were worn and cut. So I gave him my school shoes, and then we started something called Soul to Soul, where we give shoes to the less fortunate. My initial letter for 1,000 pairs of shoes went out, and I asked my friends if they could help me collect.
And as they say, the rest is history, because you've achieved what very few organizations have been able to pull off. I know there is so much need, and it's so difficult to mobilize people, but you've taken it upon yourself, Dario, to go out there yourself, go out there visiting schools, giving motivational talks, connecting with other like-minded young people like you. What topics do you guys touch on, and how do you go about inspiring other kids to follow in your footsteps, excuse the pun, and also make those donations and join the initiative?
We like creating awareness, because that's how we can get the younger youth today in helping us collect shoes for the less fortunate.
100%, man.
I love that, man. Now, listen, for me, I'm still blown away here, but like I'm sitting gobsmacked at the number. 185,000 pairs of shoes. Now, that's not an easy feat. That's a good problem to have, right? So you literally collect all these shoes, but then you're sitting with the problem of, how do I get this out to the people? How do I distribute 185,000 pairs of shoes? How did you guys tackle that task?
So we distribute our shoes with mom and dad. They help us everywhere where they can. They drive us around, help us drop off to various drop-off points everywhere. And we have volunteers that help us.
Ah, geez, human capital is getting exhausted.
100%, man. No, but I'm a firm believer. If you just give people the opportunity to do good, they will.
Yeah.
They just need to be pointed in the right direction. Liana, I know that you guys recently helped victims of the recent KZN floods, and I know the devastation was almost absolute in some places there. I mean, some of the visuals that we have seen are horrifying. You guys obviously got a first-hand understanding of what was going on. What was that experience like?
That experience was one for the books. We've been through many experiences that some we remember, others we don't. But the floods, it was tragic. We saw the pictures online. We tried to help our very best that we could, and that was the outcome.
Oh, well done, girl.
Yeah, it's always appreciative of having people like you in areas like that just to baby assist. Guys, this is a cool opportunity. Obviously, Mzansi's watching right now. On the 28th of May, I also believe that you're going to be hosting a street store in the south of Joburg along with other organizations. You've got churches involved. Can you explain to us more about this? Maybe plug Mzansi in and maybe we can get the whole crowd going.
Get another 185,000 shoes together.
Let's double it. Yeah. Talk to us about this event.
So on the 28th of May, we are hosting a street store. And this is where we're going to need the community to help us and collect shoes. So if you guys can, please contact us on our Facebook and Instagram page, Soul to Soul Dario. We would really appreciate it. So it's going to be taking place in Alberton, and this is where we're going to need volunteers' help throughout the whole of Johannesburg.
All right, buddy. Okay, we're going to make a little contract right here. So this is how it's going to work. Every time a new pair of shoes gets donated or a gently worn pair of shoes gets donated, you guys have to do a dance, and you've got to record it and put it on TikTok or Instagram Reels for us to celebrate with you. All right, that's the only deal.
Let's celebrate together.
That's the only deal. No, you guys are amazing. It's so cool to see a brother and sister doing this, but you've literally mobilized a nation. You're sitting on national TV right now talking to millions of people about something that you started, something that you had the guts to go out there and do yourself. So congratulations and well done, and thank you to both of you. You're amazing, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Expresso, for having us. We really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Absolutely
Love those guys.
incredible.
See how many badges between them there.
I'm not showing off, this is just me. But I mean, can you think of what's going to happen to these kids when they get older? If this is the impact they're having right now, oh, it's a beautiful future indeed. So head over to that Facebook page, guys. Let's get involved. And I think it's time for us to get involved in the kitchen.
I'm going to take my shoes off right now.
Indeed. Well, kids achieving great things deserve great meals. Now, we are always looking for ways to make life a little bit more easy and convenient, you know that. And sauces are no exception. Are specifically developed with your little one's needs in mind. These great tasting sauces are the perfect meal solution for those busy days ahead. Now, Marvelous Mom, our favorite chef, Chumi, is here to show us how to make a cheesy tomato safari pasta that every little one will love.
Mommy.
Hey, Mom.
Mommy.
Ma.
Ma.
Is that what you're hearing?
Ma.
Is that she, is,
All day.
Is that what you're hearing the entire time? It's PTSD, girl. It's PTSD, like, check it out, my friend. Are you okay?
I have nightmares. And Mommy, what did I miss? What did I forget to make? Luckily, you don't have to worry about stuff like that with this recipe because it's simple, easy, and quick.
And convenient.
And convenient.
Because that's what we love as moms. We like making something quick on the go, but it's nutritious, it's yummy, the kids will enjoy it. So take us through it. What makes it so safari?
Hey, girl, you know, when you're a parent to a person that is inquisitive and curious, you want to make sure that even mealtime is exciting. So the reason we're calling this a safari pasta is because of the shapes that we've got here. We're using a safari pasta as our inspiration here. We've got buffaloes, we've got elephants, we've got lions.
It's wild out here.
We've got Mufasa up in here. But this is just what she said. But we're gonna start making the pasta. It starts off with some onion that we're just sauteing in the oven, not in the oven, on the pot, on the stove.
It's a mommy brain. It's a mommy brain. It's early in the morning. We haven't had coffee yet. I forgive you, girl.
It's thank you, and I'm glad you understand because you know exactly how it can get. It can get really hectic where you lose sight of who you are, and then one moment you're superwoman, next moment you're in the bathroom there crying yourself, thinking to yourself, am I doing okay?
Where did I get it?
What? Did I get it wrong?
No, truth be told, have you ever locked yourself in the bathroom just for like 10 seconds where you're just like, I just need a break. Can I have a second to myself? And I know I'm not the only one because I know there's mamas out there that can relate to this. Sometimes we just need that little break. And
All the time. And then at the point where they start following you to the bathroom.
And then you see those little hands and feet. Mommy, are you okay? Mom, are you okay? Yes, we are okay. We're running away from you.
Luckily, they can definitely follow you to the kitchen and help you make this recipe because the sauce is already done. It's already made for
perfection.
All you need to do is decant, pour it into the... It's literally just like a heat and eat type of sauce. And today we're choosing to use Purity's Junior cheese and tomato flavor for this recipe. So I've got my onions and garlic already sauteing. Once that's done, we just heat up our sauce. Our pasta's already cooked. So this is another great make-ahead type of recipe.
Bob is your uncle. Now, for the mamas wondering what the sauce is all about, it is packed with some hidden veggies, which is great. We all love it. Ticks all the mama boxes. MSG and tartrazine free with no artificial flavors or colorants. So it's so convenient. All you have to do is just pour it, heat it, and eat it. We love it. Pour, heat, and eat. I think that's even a rhyme.
Yeah, I think so too.
Eat and eat. Hey, pour, heat, and... But you can't twerk on that like mamas.
We can't.
How are we talking on that side? As mom is like, poor he. It's like a mom
definitely be shot in the kitchen.
There we go.
Videos in the kitchen. Jonga, girl, you see, we've sauteed our onions, we've sauteed our garlic, we've added our sauce. It's now nice and hot. And then we go in with our pasta, our safari pasta, which will also make it very interesting for them because as they eat, they'll obviously be curious, Mommy, what is this? And then you can also take that as an educational moment. I mean, why not? And you see, my friend, this is how simple it is. This recipe is done. If you want to, you could add additional salt to this, but I doubt it because it's already flavored up perfectly for you.
With the sauce, so
you know, salt and pepper. Yeah, you don't need any of the additional stuff. And all we do is we finish it up with some cheese. You can
and
either...
what kitty doesn't love cheese?
I mean...
Like pasta, cheese, tomato sauce, ticking all the boxes for our thoughts.
And if you want to revolutionize this dish as well, you could also make it into a mac and cheese, where you make the sauce, put the cheese in between, put it into the oven, another layer of cheese on the top, bake that baby. That's another meal idea.
And again, even if you wanted to take it up a notch, add spinach to it, baby spinach to this. You can add some protein to it. I mean, chicken would be great with this. I would even add some tuna into this again. Just sneak in whatever you can into that. At this point, we're magicians. I think we should be called moms anymore. We should be called magicians because any way you can sneak in something, just where they don't see it, we're good to go.
On that note, abracadabra, the meal is ready.
No, that was like easy as 1, 2, 3.
Literally.
Eat. Wait, what is it? Pour, heat, repeat.
Eat. Oh, okay. Pour, heat, repeat.
Eat. Oh, there's an eat somewhere in there. But listen, Purity's Junior range is specially developed to help growing busybodies on their journey towards good eating habits with no nasties. None of it is in the sauce. Well, to get your hands on this delicious recipe, you can, of course, visit our website, expressoshow.com. This is for all the mamas out there, for all the parents wanting to make something convenient for the little ones. This one is for you. Enjoy.
I hope you'll always know how much I love you. I hope that you never stop learning and growing. It all begins with Purity. I hope you'll always know how much I love you. I hope that you never stop learning.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to it. Yes, it is. Your feel-good breakfast show. It's Expresso. We're live here on S3. Now, being a daughter is extremely special, and having a daughter is an honor all on its own. I've not been a daughter, but I've seen the joy and I think the warmth that they bring to any household. You having a daughter have experienced
it is a blessing.
All the time. Now, Gynagard is giving you the chance to win 2,500 Rand every day, every single day. And all you have to do is tell us about your amazing daughter by replying to the Expresso Facebook or Twitter pages. And today we have our very first winner on the line. Good morning. Drum roll, please.
There we go.
Zinhle Nkosi.
Can we get a round of applause? and smiles all round for Zinhle. Zinhle, a very good morning. Are you there? Well, I think she was so excited she dropped the phone and passed out. Now, while she recovers and grabs her phone, let's take you through her one. This was such a beautiful comment. So she wrote, I nominate my niece, Loandlile Snor, who she's like a daughter to me. She's 14 years old, and I love her as my first child. I've learned to be a mother because of her, as she's so humble, respectful, loving, and caring. She's a big sister to my son. She's always there to help him with his homework, and most of all, I love her kindness. Hashtag feminine wellness, hashtag Gyna God. I absolutely love the narrative of this. The fact that she is such a beautiful daughter figure within their household, and it works both ways. You think you learn how to parent and then teach your child. No. Your children teach you how to parent. That's how it works.
And I think in an interesting way, your children, if you had children and your siblings didn't have children, you, through parenting your own kids, teach your siblings without kids how to parent, because I find it's exactly the same with my niece. She is like my firstborn child, and I've learned to parent in that way. Now you can leave your children with me, and I'll parent really nicely, and especially daughters in particular. I think
they'll be the best day of their lives. So I'm hoping that Zinhle is on the line right now. Zinhle, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Oh, good morning.
Congratulations, Zinhle. How does it feel to be a winner?
No, I'm so excited. I'm very happy. Thank you, guys.
Oh, beautiful.
It's our absolute pleasure. Now, you wrote the most beautiful dedication to your niece. Please tell us a little bit about her. Why is she so special for you?
No, she's like my daughter. I've learned to be a mother because of her. She's so kind. She's so humble. She's everything to me. I just love her. And she's a big sister to my son.
Oh, my baby. Oh, I mean, now she feels like she's my baby, too, because all of the qualities that you list, I really do love. Iyeza leyo mali sisi. Iyeza 2,500 rand. What are you going to use it for?
No, ngiyabona uyothengela ulwandle winter clothes.
Yes, Satandi.
She looks amazing. She sounds phenomenal. I'm so glad that we get to celebrate both of you this morning and the incredible bond that you have, and I hope that's only going to go from strength to strength. And please give her a massive hug from us and tell her we are so proud of her for being such an amazing daughter figure in your life. But congratulations once again. I hope that money is going to go a little way to help you have an amazing experience with her or wherever it's needed. But congratulations once again.
Thank you, thank you.
Oh, she's definitely going to love those winter clothes that you are going to be going on a shopping spree. Well, thank you, congratulations. It is the perfect timing. Well, listen, for everyone else at home right now, as we kick off the celebration of daughters for the rest of May, because it's a big thing to do and it's an important one to do, be sure to go all out when you write down for us on your wonderful daughter and stand the chance to win that cash prize in the Gyna God Celebrating Daughters competition. And here is how you enter this particular competition. Watch this.
We are switching the celebrations from mothers to daughters for the rest of the month with Gyna God, as Gyna God launches their new teen range. Join Expresso weekdays to stand a chance of winning 2,500 Rand per day. Nominate a divine daughter by replying to the competition post on Expresso's Facebook or Twitter pages and tell us why they are a deserving daughter. Remember to tag the person you are nominating and use hashtag feminine wellness and hashtag Gyna God. Competition closes Tuesday, 24 May at 8 a.m. T's and C's on expressoshow.com.
Yes, Mzansi, you know what time it is, and this is time also for the kids, and not just the small kids, but the big kids too. And kids, they need physical activity to build strength, coordination, and confidence, and also to lay the groundwork for a healthy lifestyle. Now, they're also gaining more control over how active they are, and that's through physical activities. And kids also learn about sportsmanship, setting goals, meeting challenges, teamwork, and the value of practice. Yes, because practice does make perfect. So, Robin Lee Erasmus is here this morning with us once again to take us through some of the best exercises for kids and big kids too, right?
Yes,
How are you doing this morning?
I'm good, and yourself?
Lekker. I see you've just come in here, quickly drawn a little ladder or something. What's happening? What are we doing?
So we want to keep the kids active. We want to get creative as possible. You can also use a agility ladder. Okay. But that's what we did with this sellotape basically, so it's nothing colorful for the kids. We're gonna go over to this side and then we're gonna get going.
Straight into it. So I would imagine if you don't have like tape at home or something, you could use chalk outside or
Exactly.
an old rock in the road or something like that.
Like you do the hopscotch thing.
Yeah, okay.
That's exactly what we're
Taking
doing
me back
here.
to my youth. All right, let's do this. So what is happening? Are we actually going to just work the ladder? We've got different drills?
We've got different things here. So we got this, we want to make it fun for the kids. We have starfish jumps.
Okay.
So we're going to start with a in, and then just take it out, in,
Wow.
and out, in, and out.
All right, let me try that. So you got like a little bit of a squat on the in,
Yes,
and then a star jump on the out, right? So we in, and then
Take it out.
in, out, in.
Okay, you got to get the arms straight. This is starfish jumps.
Oh, sorry. They're checking me here, Robin. I will do better next time. I'll be a better starfish next time.
Okay, I'm just going to do it one more time. So
Okay.
in, starfish jump out, in, out, in.
Nice starfish, Robin.
Thank you.
Primo stuff, all right. I'm gonna see if I can do better than this, okay? SpongeBob, get out of here. Let's get the starfish back. All right. Woo, starfish.
There
What do you
we
think?
go. You want to get the, that's perfect. Feet in this block. There we go.
Yes! Starfish levels done. What's next?
Okay, next we have the ski hops. So this is also for training agility.
Okay.
So as kids, you want to train them in agility, in speed, to get them going with any sport
Yeah,
they're doing in
yeah.
school. So we're gonna jump, ski hop this way, over to the other side. This way, over to the other side, and make it fun. Tell them they can't touch the line.
So you gotta get all the way over. Big
all
jump.
the way over, yes.
All right,
Here we
let's
go.
try this out. So as I jump, I'm skiing or land?
Yes. So you ski
Yes.
over and bring it over.
On the slopes, baby. Shh, on the slopes, sorry, not the slopes. Shoo. All right, I must just say though, I'm losing breath. So this is actually exercising, and I must
Yes,
just say
it
the
is.
legs are working for this one. It feels like the ankle stabilizers are coming into play. So although we're having fun right now and playing a game, there is actually a component to this that involves exercising, right?
Yes, it does.
Good
Burns
benefits
a lot
here.
of energy.
Yeah, I mean, listen to me. I'm out of breath. I've already done two
Yeah.
rounds of this. Loving it. What else you got for us?
Okay, so we have the frog hop. So you're just gonna go as far as you can in one of these blocks.
Okay.
And you're gonna jump down
You're nice.
and then take it back with a speed run. Jump down and take it back with a speed run.
I like
That's
this.
your turn.
I like the element of play here because we were a starfish, we were a skier in the Alps, and now we're a frog.
Exactly.
All over the world. Right,
Very
so big jump.
creative.
And
Here
then-
we go. And down.
Woo! All right. Yeah, I can definitely see how this one can get the heart rate pumping, and especially the quads and the legs, definitely feeling it on the jump and running back. A little bit of agility, a little bit of fun. I feel like a kid here. We're on the playground.
Yes.
You got anything else for us?
Yes, we have the last one.
Yes.
Again, this is another animal. We have some crab runs. So to the side, we're just gonna go over, miss the lines, and over this way.
Oh, nice.
Add some speed.
Whew.
And again, feeling it in the legs.
And I'm seeing that, so you got to stay quite low for this one, right? Almost in a
Yes.
squatted position.
Here we go.
Oh, it looks like it burns. Looks like it burns.
It does burn.
Okay, let's try this out. So staying nice and low. What did you do with your hands? Just have them in
Just
front
hold
of you?
it over there.
Okay, so skip every single one. So like that, no?
Here we go. Add some speed. You're nice and low.
Okay. Is this supposed to burn like this?
This is supposed to burn.
Okay, I am doing it right. Mzansi, we're acting like kids out here, but we're having so much fun while we do it. We're being animals, we're being skiers. And this reminds me of like old school games. Remember we used to play like
Yes,
hopscotch and 2
hopscotch.
feet in one, but anything that you
Exactly.
do with this ladder, it just seems like fun. I'm clearly out of breath already, but I have actually exercised. The legs are burning. Robin Erasmus does it once again. Thank you for making me feel like a kid again.
Thank you.
I love that. But I'll give it to you. Zanzi, I hope you enjoyed this one. If you have some fun at home with your kids, you can also have some fun by drawing one of these lines. Head over to Robin Erasmus's page and get some more inspo from her. Because, as you can clearly hear, we're having fun, but we're also exercising. Whew.
Working.
That was a nice burn. Let's do one more.
Here we go. Okay, what we're gonna do from the start.
Okay, let's go.
Okay, first one. What was the first one?
Starfish.
Starfish. Yes,
Starfish,
there we
come
go.
on. Starfish on.
Okay, in.
Nice. Look at me go, mama. Starfish. Woo. See you after this.
Simple, as CBD should be.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Oh yes, welcome back to it. It is your Feel Good Breakfast Show. You're just in time for a whole dose of Feel Good. It's Expresso live on S3. Now, listen to this. With a professional pedigree that cuts across TV and radio broadcasting, print, journalism, as well as digital content production, Spitch Nzawumbi is a mainstream media maven. There's no doubt about it. His rise in the media industry sets him apart from, from everybody else, honestly, with a flair of humor, and you're going to know why and how. And of course, that confidence that just overflows like a magical carpet of yes, queen, that'll leave you longing for more. Please, everybody, let's give a very rousing welcome to Spitch Nzawumbi.
Beautiful intro.
Thank you.
I might as well just.
Did you write it?
No. You know. Joking.
No, he certainly didn't write it, but Spitch is a very, very good friend of mine, without a doubt. But yes, every single thing that I said there about him is so true. And I know that leading up to this interview, last night you were quite upset with me. We won't get into the details of it, but I thought to bring you a little something. It's called a pine flower. So this pine cone flower.
Okay.
To say sorry. Here you go.
Oh, you really hate me. It looks wonderful. Thank you. Well, I'll keep this for my decor at home.
Thank you, and I'm glad you like it. But we know that you hosted. I mean, the last time we caught up with you here on Expresso, you were.
It was my house, right?
Well, it was at your house, but in studio, it was during the time that you hosted the very popular midday show on Umhlobo Wenene.
Yes.
3 successive years. You did so long, and you connected with so many people. What compelled you to return after you sort of took a break from that to go work in corporate, I suppose?
So when I turned 30, and this is always a thing with my career, I always say after 3 years I need to review and check if I'm still, in track with what I initially set for myself. So when I turned 30, just needed to review a bit if I'm still on track and if I'm still growing in what I want to do or what I do for a living. And having been doing radio successfully for 3 years, as you said, when I got nominated for the DSTV Mzansi Viewers Choice Awards at the time for favorite radio personality, I thought to myself, now would be the perfect time to take a break, perhaps, go grow in a different space. But what you'd need to know, Tabsi, is that initially when I started my career, I started it in comms and marketing and PR.
And you also worked on TV.
Exactly. So then when I went into radio, then I thought, you know what, let me go and grow and reinvent myself in a different space. And that's exactly what happened.
So you went off to be nominated, Spitch, and a big nomination at that, at the Viewers' Choice Awards. You mentioned it now. Favorite radio personality. When you've got all of these decorations and the sprinklings of celebration and honor being thrown your way, how do you remain so grounded in your faith and with the ability to smile like this even at, people you would rather not be smiling at?
In the midst of adversity. Well, I think my faith is the reason I've gotten this far in everything that I do. I'm quite a believer that we are set up to show up and to shine in greatness. So my faith has carried me through for each and every opportunity that I've had in the industry.
Yes.
Just 2 days ago, I wrote on Facebook, I said, whether you want to dispute it or not, whether you believe or not, I don't doubt the hand of God that's just miraculously moving in my life.
Praise.
So, when the accolades keep coming and the more doors keep opening, it doesn't change nor distract me, nor take me away from the mission, which is greater and bigger and beyond than just TV or radio. You know, there's a bigger goal and the bigger mission at the end.
And it seems you also do embark on a whole range of other missions when you're not behind the mic or in front of the TV. I mean, I don't know anyone who cooks up a storm in the way that you do. Mastandi, ladies and gents. You love cooking. You've even started a whole business that is way more than cooking, but cooking has been the sort of leading energy around it.
Just a part of it.
Part of it. Tell me about Mastandi and your love for cooking and why your cook is so delicious. Because it's the reason I love you.
You know, in the past year, now we know why we're friends. But in the past year, I think I've been asked this question so many times. Why cooking? And I think the story, without making it sound generic, I think a lot of us started in our mother's kitchens. You know, for me, I'm coming from a family of cooks. My mom was a great cook. My grandmother was a good cook for her time. But I literally took it from that family, from my family. Always had the passion, but I think during lockdown, a lot of us started really cooking.
Yeah, well, you did more than just really cooking.
So I really went back into my passion and then, you know, I had a business idea that I had, then decided to fuse it into that business model, and then Mastandi was born. Like I said, it's a home convenience business, so it's not just food, there's property, there's plenty more things that are coming up. Just yesterday, I gave a teaser on Instagram, so people can just watch out. Mastandi is going to move.
Well, people are also going to get a teaser of Spitch in action. Yes, you saw all of that beautiful food that spread on the screen not too long ago, but we're going to be putting him through maybe not so much his paces. We're going to just take him to the kitchen and you get to see for yourself how he brings meals to life. We're going to be talking about his brand new show as well, because Mhlobonene has brought out the big guns. You'll find out why, so stick with us.
Thank you so much, guys. Yeah, we love Spitch, and so happy to see him flourishing yet again in a different space. But here, I've got a big question for you, an important question. Maybe this applies to a lot of us out there right now. Are you stuck in a breakfast rut? Well, give the family something to look forward to with our Fruits of the Forest stewed fruit pop tarts. They sound and they look and they smell amazing. The perfect snack for the on-the-go brekkie or an after-school treat or even a lunchbox treat. They look amazing, and Chef Chumi is here to show us how it's done. The kids are going to love this one. The big kids are going to love them, and I think Spitch is going to love seeing how he can put a little bit of a spin on something that we know and love. So I'm going to ask Spitch to come and join us here in the kitchen and see if we can put him to work just a little bit. Spitch, we love you. Now, were you deciding whether the apron matched the outfit?
You know, exactly. I was like, oh, bad shade.
Oh, come on.
I mean, you have like duck.
There's a lot of love woven into these.
Right?
These little denims, okay?
I love denim.
And I know that there is a lot of love woven into absolutely everything you do. I had the opportunity of sharing some pretty cool moments with you, whether it's as a judge in a reality show. We've done some amazing things
where we actually chose this young man.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying. So, and I love these full circle moments. But we're in the kitchen. Chef Chumi, who is a master at teaching me how to cook for my children, is going to show us something beautiful. So you're going to put him to work today.
I'm the shortest person in the kitchen this morning.
Right? Standing amongst giants.
Yes,
usually.
let's get you to work, Spitch, because I love the fact that you're here, but we're going to get you busy.
Okay.
Why not? May I ask you please to cut up our apple for us? Because we mentioned that we're making a stewed fruit Pop-Tart. So however you'd like.
Going to dice
yeah, because in essence what we're doing is we're going to be stewing and cooking down our fruits to get them to a nice, soft and tender consistency or texture. And once that's done, we're basically going to fill up our Pop-Tarts. So I'm going to start with the pears already. I've chopped up some pears. Those have gone into the pot right now. And just a little bit, a touch of water. The reason for that is just to help all the ingredients to work together. Like, for instance, for the sugar to dissolve nicely. Because we don't want it to caramelize too quickly. So the liquid just helps it dissolve a lot easier. And then into this, because we want to have those, warm flavors in there, we're going to add a bit of cinnamon in here.
I love cinnamon.
If you wanted to as well, you could even add other spices like your allspice, your nutmeg. Very nice winter spices that would go in there. So I'm just going to let these cook down. Once you've done cutting those those up for Spitch, can I ask you just to throw them in here?
Okay.
And while that happens, I think a Pop-Tart is not a Pop-Tart without that covering. I'm not sure if you've seen different Pop-Tarts now.
They need a bit of glaze.
They do.
Yeah.
So do you put honey?
No, we're doing something different. In fact, gee, since we're all working
I'm ready, man.
Is it really fair for you to just stand there and look handsome?
Oh my word,
I
are
know
we
you
combining the fruits of the forest? Is this what we're making our glaze?
Correct.
Oh,
that is the glaze.
Get out of here. Okay, so what I'm using here is the Clover Fruits of the Forest Dairy Snack. Now, it's got obviously a beautiful, creamy taste. The Crunchy Fruit Edition, which we love, and we drew inspiration from the stewed fruit flavor for this particular recipe. So one thing, as a parent, you can rest easy on the fact that there are 10 vitamins and a load of flavor in the Clover Fruits of the Forest Dairy Snack range that can be used to make a full recipe book worth of recipes and things that the kids are going to absolutely love. And I say the kids loosely because I have a feeling that you might have to, as the chef, in this case, do a little bit of taste testing just to make sure.
And I mean, there are people who generally enjoy foods that are meant for kids. Well, we usually say it's kids' foods, but it's easy food. Yeah. And there are definitely, you know, adults who enjoy easy meals that are meant for kids. I enjoy purity.
I'm a kid at heart, so...
And it's clean. I think the crazy thing is I want my child to develop flavors that I enjoy and that we can all eat together. I don't want to be cooking them a separate meal and me a separate meal. You want to help them grow and develop their palates. And I think that's where Tumi's been amazing with me, is like just leveling up with the kids' meals.
It scares me that people do such things where they say, no, don't give them something too spicy, it might burn them. Don't give them something too...
But aren't you training their palates?
Exactly,
you know,
so that's the whole idea.
You want the kids
to...
they enjoy.
Exactly, exactly. So while this is cooking down, we do want it to obviously get nice and thickened and be able to hold its form while it's inside that pastry shell that we're going to put it in. So all I've done is I've mixed in some apricot jam with a bit of cornstarch. This will now be that thickening agent that we need for this mixture. But Jay, you can...
okay, so how many... Oh, I mean, it looks so beautiful. Can I borrow your little spoon?
Actually, I just want to scoop in.
No.
And you can put in about 2 tablespoons of that into our icing sugar. In fact, make it a third one.
Okay.
And then all we're going to do is mix that all up. So what's going to happen, it's going to get this nice, beautiful glaze on the top with that texture from those fruits that we already have inside of our Fruits of the Forest Dairy Snack. And in essence, all we want is this mixture that I've got is going to cook down until the apples and the pears are nice and soft. Let it cool down.
How soft? Do you want them to be like too... Of course,
I guess it depends on you, because some people do want a bit of a bite. So maybe give it about 10 minutes. If you want it nice and smooth and soft, where it literally just dissolves in your mouth, and cook it for a bit longer. Let it cool down first, because we then need to put it into our puff pastry that we've cut up into beautiful squares. Fill that up, top it with another, bake it in the oven until it's golden brown, brush it with egg wash. When it comes out, glaze it.
Then the glaze gets on it. Okay.
And let it set for about an hour. And then enjoy.
Are you a...
Literally salivate.
Oh, but this is the thing. Is this your vibe? Are you a sweet tooth or are you more
I don't really have a sweet tooth. I've got a savory tooth. But now and again, you want to treat yourself with some sweet, you know, delicacies.
And if you are going to have a little bit of a treat, it's nice to know that you're getting mass nutrients with that as well. So I know that, yes, this is delicious and it's going to be nice and sweet, but stewing fruit, incidentally, is so good for the guts. And you want to look after your little one's gut. But ultimately, the proof is in the pudding, or in this case, the Pop-Tart.
Damn.
You got to go. Do it. Do it. Come on.
My doctor is watching.
Look away.
But this is the ultimate test. Is it going to be a teeny bite, or is it going to be a... And?
Let me actually bite it.
That's the Fruits of the Forest right there.
I'm not going.
Even I'm salivating just from the way he's doing.
I know. I was going to share those around, but I think we can just leave them in your care. Oh, it's beautiful. It's amazing. Chef Tumi, you have outdone yourself.
You're welcome.
I love the look of this. I love the fact that it's got some beautiful nutrients in there, and it is exploding with flavor that your kids are going to absolutely adore, and yes, you too will as well. And if you want this recipe, all you've got to do is visit expressoshow.com. Enjoy.
Fruits of the Forest from Clover just added real cereal crunch. A symphony of fruit, oats, seeds, and granola crunch. Fruits of the Forest. Real fruit, real cereal, real taste.
Made with love by Clover. Only you can make my day.
everybody. This is your Feel Good Breakfast Show. This morning we are joined by singer, songwriter, as well as producer Laurie Levine with her 8th studio release entitled Dunes. Now, Levine's debut, Unspoken, surfaced in 2007 and has, over the past 15 years earned multiple accolades, including 4 South African Music Award nominations, as well as 2 Ovation Awards for her live performances at the National Arts Festival in Grahamstown. Now, here is a little taste of the first single off the EP entitled Reptilian. Take a look at this. Oh, please come and give Laurie a feel-good welcome, everybody. Welcome. How are you?
Hi, it's so wonderful to be here. I'm very good, thank you.
We are so happy to have you. You are so talented. And I never like to box artists or box musicians, but if you had to describe your sound to us, because, based off the sound check, I see a little bit of country coming through. Is that how you'd explain your sound?
So for many years, I was in the folk country singer-songwriter area, and I've sort of grown into a new sound landscape. It's got a bit of dream pop, a bit of indie, and it, of course, draws on my singer-songwriter roots. But it is hard to box things these days.
No, definitely. What is it about, this type of music that you really resonate with and connect with?
I really love the spaciousness of it. I like bringing in bits of electronica, and I like the mood. I like something kind of quite dark, but also very rooted in real instruments.
Is that what we can expect today on your Feel Good Breakfast Show?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Tell us about your brand new EP called Dunes. What inspired this track, and where are you now in terms of performing it throughout South Africa on the world platform? Where are you in terms of that?
So Dunes it's basically an EP about the body. It uses the metaphor of dunes for this idea that we are traveling through time and space on this sort of solitary journey, and we're connecting with people along the way. And it's a very emotional record. In terms of performances, I plan to be going on the road very soon. I'm actually starting my tour today. And we've been releasing the singles one by one throughout the last month or so, and then it will culminate in the release of the EP on the 27th of May.
Exciting, exciting stuff. Being able to tour the country, that must be exciting. How good does it feel to get out there again, after this 2 years, crazy time, so every artist out there. But how good does it feel to be able to go out there, have people listen to your music and be able to perform again?
It feels extraordinary. As a performer, it's really what brings your songs to life, is performing them in front of a live audience. And just to have that feedback from an audience, it feels absolutely magical. So I'm so thrilled that we're able to do this again after a very long break.
And in terms of the tour, what can people expect from you going out on the road as well? And these performances, where can people reach you in terms of you performing everywhere through the country?
So I'm going to be performing with my good friend Jack Thomas, and we're going on the road together. We're going to be in KZN. We start tomorrow night in Umzumbi. Friday we'll be at Caversham Mill in the Midlands, and Saturday at St Clements in Durban. That's followed by a show in Cape Town on the 21st of May, and then we'll be in Jozi and Gauteng in June. And people can find us on social media, and yeah, please do come say hi at one of the shows.
Please do say hi to Laurie Levine. She's going to be blessing us with 3 performances today, so you do not want to miss it. She's here to rock start your Wednesday morning. But that being said, it is that time now to get into this news headlines. Mr. Nature Boy is standing by for just that.
Thank you so much, ladies. We're definitely looking forward to those performances. But for now, it's time to kick off with the latest when it comes to our headlines. And starting on national fronts, the Section 194 committee that will examine the suitability of the public protector, Busisiwe Mkhwebane's suitability for her office, will meet today. Now, this follows the Constitutional Court's rejection of her revocation application last week. Now, Mkhwebane wanted an earlier ruling by the court to be revoked after it had ruled against her. Now, it was related to the separation of powers regarding the appointment of a retired judge to a panel that was to conduct the investigation. Now, the court ruling paved the way for the committee to continue its investigation. Now, next up in our national news front, the Director of National Prosecuting Authority, Shamila Batoyi, says a special prosecution task team has been set up to tackle high-profile cases. Now, Batoyi appeared before Parliament yesterday to discuss the Prosecuting Authority's budget and annual performance plan. Now, Batoyi says the task force will work with other law enforcement agencies and focus on the corruption cases that stem from the findings of the Zondo Commission of Inquiry into state capture. Now, she says the Prosecuting Authority's plans to take action against several suspects over the next 6 months. Well, from our national headlines, we move over to international fronts now. And the United Nations Human Rights Council will hold a special session on Ukraine tomorrow. Now, this follows after Ukraine's ambassador to the UN requested that the recent reports on war crimes and large-scale offenses in the town of Bak and reports of mass casualties in the city of Mariupol be reviewed. Now, the session is expected to lead to a resolution asking for a newly created commission of inquiry into the war to submit a full report to the council later this year. Well, heading over and sticking to international news now related to Mozambique and India, where Mozambique and India intend to revive their joint working group on defense as part of counter-terrorism efforts and at the same time promote their respective blue economies and curtail drug trafficking. Now, this was agreed on during the visit to Maputo by India's Deputy National Security Advisor Vikram Misri, where he met the country's Minister of Defense and Interior Security officials. Now, the Joint Working Group on Defense was initially activated in 2006, but only met twice in 9 years. Next up, in possibly exciting news, the National Commissioner of the SA Police Services, otherwise known as SAPS, General Fani Masimola, visited Virginia Airport in Durban on Monday, which has been the base for search and rescue efforts in the province after the flooding. Now, the General conducted a site visit and took time to praise the efforts of everybody on the ground. Now, the search and rescue efforts are not over yet as teams continue to look for missing people. Now, they hope to provide closure to the many families still looking for loved ones, and the teams comprise SAP search and rescue, K9 units, diving teams, and helicopter and fixed air wing planes. The General applauded the dedication and patriotism displayed by all involved, and he thanked and encouraged them for the seamless integration or integrated cooperation and the coordination of expertise. And he also said the following, and quoted, "Thank you for all that you have done for this country. You have indeed displayed patriotism. We thank you for your dedication and commitment to the cause of serving, and your good deeds will indeed be written in the books of history." This being said by General Masimola himself. Now, we are still carrying on with the news headlines. That's all I have for you right now, but catching up with the latest in sport, here's the G-Man.
Thank you so much, Raul. Let's start with cricketing news, and I'm sure breathing a huge sigh of relief right now. Proteas coach Mark Boucher has welcomed Cricket South Africa's decision to withdraw all disciplinary charges levelled against him. And we quote saying they were unjustified and have caused considerable hurt and anguish. The cricket governing body here in South Africa had set a disciplinary hearing for the 16th of May with charges that involved racism aired against Boucher. However, the CSA have now dropped all charges, and that leaves Boucher free to continue his role currently as head coach of the national side. Those charges of racism were launched against Boucher after Paul Adams, a former teammate, said at last year's SJN hearings that he had been a victim of racial discrimination during his playing days in the fold. And staying with cricketing news, a little further afield though, Afghanistan's Rashid Khan was in probably the form of his life, claiming 4 wickets as Gujarat Titans became the first team to qualify for the IPL playoffs with a 62-run thrashing of the Lucknow Super Giants. So Indian opener opener, Shubnam Gill made 63 of 49 deliveries to help steer Gujarat to 144 for 4 after electing to bat first in Pune. Might have seemed like a paltry total, but Afghanistan's leg spinner Rashid then stepped up, returning his best IPL figures to date, that of 4 for just 24, to help to dismiss the opposition for 82 in 13.5 overs. That as Gujarat in their debut season bounced back from 2 losses to now top the 10-team IPL standings. And speaking of standings in the log, Liverpool have now moved level on points with Man City at the top of the table after claiming a come-from-behind 2-1 win against Aston Villa in the Premier League yesterday. So the hosts started on the front foot with a goal inside just 3 minutes from Douglas Luiz, but that was before Joel Matip pulled a goal back shortly after. Then Sadio Mane netted the winner in the 65th minute with a pretty smart header into that bottom corner to see the Reds move on to 86 points level with City. But they do have the chance to reclaim that 3-point cushion at the top of the table as they travel to Wolves tonight. Then elsewhere, Chelsea will need to bounce back against Leeds. Leicester will be hosting Norwich, and Everton, they are still in a bit of a fight and they square off against Watford. Then some interesting transfer news pertaining to the Premier League. Manchester City have reached an agreement to sign a super asset in the form of Norway's striker Erling Haaland from Borussia Dortmund. So the 21-year-old phenom will be joining in July. That's after City activated his €60 million release clause in his contract. The Norwegian has scored an incredible 85 goals in just 88 appearances for Dortmund. That's since joining from Red Bull Salzburg in January of 2020. Now, last year, he also became the youngest player ever to reach 20 Champions League goals. La Liga giants Real Madrid and Barcelona were also speaking to him and his team about that potential deal, but it looks like he's headed to the Premier League. And that's where we leave our sport for this hour. We'll touch on them again in those headlines again in just a moment, but let's bring you up to speed with the weather.
Thank you very much, G-Man. Time for us to take a look at those weather updates as well as some news coming from a global perspective. It seems as if matters of damage by air pollution to health are going to land up in courts. Citizens in the European Union countries may be able to sue their governments for financial compensation if illegal levels of air pollution damage their health. An advisor to Europe's top court has said this, and this follows a string of rulings at the Luxembourg-based Court of Justice of the EU in recent years, with 10 EU countries, including France, Poland, Italy, and Romania, found guilty of illegal air pollution. The court said an infringement of the limit values for the protection of air quality under EU law may give rise to entitlement to compensation from the state. Now, Advocate General Julien Cocotte noted that it's often poorer communities that live and work in highly polluted areas and particularly need judicial protection. Individuals claiming compensation would need to prove that the damage of their health had been directly caused by the air pollution, she said. Now, from weather news to sunrise views back on our very own shores. We love to start off our days by taking a look at your sunrise pictures. Thank you very much to Samantha van der Rede from Belleville out in Cape Town, who shared this moody shot capturing yesterday's start to the day so perfectly. Look at that, so nice and orange. I love it. And then you've got regular photographer Louise G. Sherry from Alberton out in Gauteng, who woke up on the very same side of the bed as she kicked off our 7 o'clock update this morning with this glorious view overlooking the city, showing off, you know, those rays of light cast through the clouds cover. Oh, it's beautiful. You want to take it, you want to put it as a wallpaper on your computer. How's that? Stunning. And now look at your temperatures across the country. We start off with you, Bulugwane. Sun and clouds are expected. A low of 11, reaching highs of 25 for you today, with Mbombela starting off with a minimum of 14 degrees, peaking at 30. If you're out in Pretoria, that's the capital city, you will start off a low of 11, reaching highs of 23. Expect some sun and clouds over there, with sun and clouds expected still for Johannesburg as well. 10 is your minimum, reaching a maximum of 22. Mahikeng, 9 is your low, reaching highs of 25, with sun and clouds for Klerksdorp. Today, 6 is your minimum, reaching a max of 25. Kimberley, 6 and 24, with Bloemfontein, Koblam, 4, reaching a high of 23. Richards Bay, some sun and clouds are expected. 18 is your minimum, reaching a maximum of 28. With Pietermaritzburg, a break from the rain today. 11 is your low, reaching a high of 26. Durban, the warmest place to be. 18, that's your low, reaching a high of of 25, with Mthatha sunny times being expected over there for you. 9 is your low, reaching a high of 23. If you find yourself out in East London, sun is expected today. 12, your low, reaching a high of 22, excuse me, with some sun expected for Craddock as well. 2 is your minimum, reaching a maximum of 23. Gqeberha, 11 and 21, with George coming in at 9. Bright and sunny day, reaching a high of 19. Cape Town, the mother city, 11 and 19, with Worcester coming in with some sun and cloud cover. 5, peaking at 22. Sutherland, 3, reaching a high of 17, with some sun and clouds expected for Uppington. 5 is your low, but you will peak at a high of 26. It is a Tuesday morning. You know what? You've got the right and the choice to choose to have a feel-good type of day.
It is a feel-good Wednesday, in fact, which means only one thing. It's a Waza Pasta Wednesday.
Waza.
Waza, girl. And Chef Chumi is going to take us through what looks like the most delectable tuna and mushroom pasta. Bake. Cannot wait. And then, of course, we've got some amazing movies. We're talking the return of the Jurassic Park franchise. We're talking about the return of the Avatar franchise.
Yes.
And Harry Styles in a brand new movie. Don't move a muscle.
We are back with the best of the best in the All-Star Season 10 of Tropica Island of Treasure. And we're going big!
Buy a Tropica, find your code under the cap, and stand a chance to win loads of instant prizes.
Plus, if you find the treasure under the cap, you will win one of 10 big prizes. See pack for details. Tropica, nothing smoother.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Dum, dum, dum. The man with the greatest moustache and facial hair is here. James Sebastian.
That's my CV. Like, there's like blank years and then it's moustache.
Dude, ever since last week, I'm loving this vibe that you got, man. It's just eloquent. It's got this poise of just like drama.
Why is my mom paying you? What is going on?
Listen, man, I love it, and I love the fact that you're always here. I love the fact that you're always here, serving us with the good stuff, and you're doing it once again.
Yes, sir.
And it looks like we've got a star-studded lineup of titles coming up, right?
Yeah.
These are trailers.
Just the stuff that caught my eye, just the stuff that I thought would be interesting to you too. Trailers that came out in the last week.
Nice.
I don't know if the moustache is making me jiggly as well.
It is, can you see? You've got this new flow, VV.
You carry on, I'm going to sit like a...
Of course, I'm carrying on, but this is the man with all the info, Mzansi, and he's got a stellar lineup. We've got 3 movies to get through. The first one, it is Jurassic World Dominion. It's anticipated for years now. I mean, if you take into account...
That's a diplomatic word. Are you saying that Ryle is excited himself?
Ryle is excited. Remember, Raul grew up in the Jurassic era, the day one Jurassic Park movie that just blew minds. Is this going to be very similar?
So now it's back in the hands of Colin Trevorrow after a lot of people in the past maybe didn't like these new iterations, but the entire impetus of this trailer is just hype, just propulsive, just pushing forward. We saw the story trailers, we saw the reintroduction of the legacy folks, which is to say Laura Dern, Sam Neill, hey, B.D. Wong, Jeff Goldblum, all the oldies to all the dinosaurs, haha, are coming back, and they're coming back with a bang, and fortunately a lot of respect. I saw this movie actually, I'm not allowed to talk about it, so I won't give you any criticism just yet.
Just tease us.
June 10th is when I can give you the, put aside the teasing. But that word I used already, respect for the original cast. They weren't just sort of like given lip service, like, oh, there's a nod to the old dudes.
Yes.
Which a lot of people got upset about with Star Wars, for example.
Yeah.
But they're given a sizable chunk. They're given a mouthful, a clawful in Jurassic World Dominion, where they take on about, like, say, 40% of the movie. But the whole point of this trailer, which released recently, yes, Jeff Goldblum, you weird.
Jeff is back, baby.
Strange guy, is just the explosions, just the roller coaster, but it's actually got a bit of a heart to it too. But I'll tell you a bit more about that June 10th in SA.
Oh, I cannot wait to hear about that.
Also going to show you interviews, by the way.
Especially for a diehard fan like me from back in the day, seeing Jeff back just gives that nostalgia, gives that authenticity.
Sam Neill, Laura Dern, and they're still so good, man. They're the level of actor who could just be like, okay, I'm here for the check.
Yeah.
I'll be in my trailer kind of thing. But the devotion, the commitment, the poise, the focus, all that stuff, it's good.
Stop it, you're making me excited, man.
Stop it, you're going to get me arrested by Universal Pictures.
Okay, we got another one. We got a lot to get through here this morning.
Yes, sorry.
This is a big... Whoa! This is huge, man.
Yes.
This movie literally depicted what we thought was going to be the future. We had so much anticipation when this came out, one of the biggest budgets ever. Avatar.
Tell us the name, Ryle.
Avatar is back. The way of water.
The reason you're a lifeguard.
The people are back. They're plugging in again.
Is this why you love the ocean?
Yes. After that movie, I bought a surfboard and I ended up in the ocean. And now you saw Nature Boy. But talk to me about this,
Paint yourself blue, didn't you? The way of water. So again, this is just like a titillating trailer. This is just like for the senses. It's just sensory. You're not learning too much about the story just yet. People are wondering, where does the story go from here? But good grief, James Cameron has 5 of these planned out until 2028.
Okay.
Work with me, mouth, please. Look at the realism. Ridiculous, by the way. James Cameron comes along and he goes, okay, cool, Marvel, cool, DC, that's nice. Let's try and use computer graphics to its full potential. So, yeah, just showcasing the achievement is all this trailer does.
Yeah, and it looks like, if I think of the first one, imagine the world that we were transported into, and this is something I love about this, is that it transports you into a new world that I can buy into.
What was I whining about with Doctor Strange, for example?
100%,
Give me world.
Yes.
And so James Cameron bravely, even though it's very similar, of course, to like stuff like, say, Dances with Wolves or whatever you have, the noble savage kind of trope, which is horrible itself. Hopefully they fix that. James Cameron bravely, instead of going on archetypes like we have from, say, Lord of the Rings, we know elves, we know orcs, all that kind of stuff, and he makes this whole new sort of world. And truly, the trailer here, like I just said, is eye candy, just showcasing what they can do. James Cameron comes along, he's part of a trilogy, a holy trinity, including Steven Spielberg, including George Lucas. Where's that guy been? And whenever they make a new movie, they're pushing the technology forward.
Yeah.
So with Star Wars, every time George Lucas was like, hey, sound design has changed in this spectacular way.
Yes.
And James Cameron comes along, and like I said, he tells other CG movies, good job, everyone, but I'm going to show you how it's done. Avatar, December 18th.
Oh, man, absolute magic stuff. JP Sebastian, we've got so much to get through right now. We're running out a bit of time, but we do have another session with you later?
Yes.
Yes, we'll catch up with the rest of it. Mzansi, this man is making me so excited. I'm sure he's doing the same for you, but don't worry, the excitement in the fields will continue after this.
Now, I think we all have those nights when you come home a little bit later than expected, absolutely quiche, and you don't feel like spending hours or even minutes in the kitchen. Well, courtesy of Fatties and Moni's Waza Pasta Wednesday, this next dish is your new weeknight savior. It's super quick, really easy to make, and it's going to taste like you ordered it in, baby. And we are making a creamy tuna and mushroom pasta, so it's jam-packed with the right kind of nutrients. And, of course, courtesy of our Fatties and Moni's pasta, we're using the high-fiber macaroni. That is going to really make you ensure that you are fuller for longer. And the macaroni is awesome because it's not just the outside, it's the inside.
I'm loving the fact that you introed it like that. You were like, what?
But it's
then I felt like I was
cook for
somebody
it's
now.
It's a Waza Pasta Wednesday. You've got to embrace it, especially when it's making life a little bit easier. Dinner, you want to be nutritious, but I'm exhausted. I've got 2 kids, you've got a child.
And you forgot to defrost the meat. It's in the freezer, and you're like, now I have to do the microwave defrosting, or I have to put the thing in the
No,
too much
not on a
admin.
Waza Pasta Wednesday. We want to call that Wednesday as quickly as we can. I like the balance here. We've got all the right kind of colours.
Yep.
And just because it's quick and easy doesn't mean there's no flavour.
No.
We are supercharging this one.
Quick and easy, delicious, and also convenience, which is what, this is the flag we're flying all of this year.
No, completely, man.
I feel like you want to spend more time doing important things, and even though getting full is one of the important things, you don't want to slave away, and you don't want to basically end up eating the whole meal while you're
Yeah, I mean,
preparing
but just add it up. So if you're going to spend an hour cooking every night for the week, that's almost a day you lose by the end of 2 weeks. You've lost a full day.
A whole day.
Which is crazy. So we don't want that.
Let's avoid
lose my maths if I was kind of way off there. Okay, so we've got our garlic, our onions going in there.
Yeah, I've also added just some salt and pepper as well. I'm adding our red peppers to this. And you know what, the other great thing about this as well? We buy a lot of veggies for ourselves. We want to cook. You want to make sure you get that nutrition in it. If you see that your veggies are now slowly getting older, this is a great way to incorporate
And how often is there that one left out?
Hey!
And it's often the red one for some reason. So you'll use the green, you'll use the yellow when they come in a pack of 3, and then the red one just sits there and starts to wrinkle in the corner. Don't let him go. And the same applies to your herbs. The same applies to all of the onions. Make sure that you're utilising all of your fresh ingredients. And I think you've hit the nail on the head here, because we do want to introduce fresh, but you don't want to waste it.
Exactly. And another thing we're doing here is we're layering it up with the flavour. So I've added some oil, which has a high smoking point that helps us get these ingredients cooked off. But then we add the butter there for the additional creaminess and that. There's something that butter does.
Luxury. It's luxury. It's mouthfeel. It's luxurious.
Or like my people like to say, it's luxurious.
Luxurious.
Yes.
Baby, I love it. And of course, the oil and the butter then become that vehicle for the flavour, and that flavour is going to enrobe and it's going to go inside these beautiful macaronis. I love the fact that here we are dealing with a pasta that is going to keep you fuller for longer. If you want to ensure that you're getting the most out of every dish, use a very good quality pasta. And this type of pasta is perfect for saucy recipes because it will hold the sauce, and it is a great source of fibre, lower sodium as well, and I've become hyper aware of that with my kids.
Yeah.
Even if you don't introduce salt, if you just look at the salt amount in every ingredient that you're putting in, you probably extend them beyond their daily intake. So just be aware of that. And then you've got the beautiful flavours singing through.
Exactly. And you're talking about the salt content. We're adding some tuna in there that already has those.
Would have been brined, yeah.
Exactly.
Sure.
So you don't even have to worry about additional salt. I always also say to people, whenever you're cooking dishes like this, rather season at the very end, because then you let the flavours mellow out and
taste and
come together.
Taste
Correct.
and season.
Correct.
Okay.
Now we've added basically everything else here. I've added the cream, I've added the veggies, I've also added the tuna, and then into this I'm just going in with our high fibre macaroni, and this for me is basically the pièce résistance, because like you said, it keeps you fuller for longer.
Beautiful. I'm guessing I have a job to do here.
You do. You do.
I mean, these are cute little button vibes.
Some people can add them. You can add them like this if you want to, but you can literally just halve them.
Okay.
Because another thing we're doing here is we want texture, but we also want to be able to have that bite in whatever you're eating. And mushrooms have that umami about them.
I mean, you can eat mushrooms raw. Just bear that in mind, okay? So you don't have to cook them through. It's depending on what kind of texture you like, and also cooking time. So if you're going to have huge, big, chunky mushrooms, just bear in mind that they're going to take longer to cook. So if you want to chop them up, I'm going to do that. You want to add some into the mix?
I can. And another thing you mentioned about these is that we're keeping them nice and chunky because, like we said, we don't have any actual red meat in here. We've got the tuna in there. So as these flavors release, because you know mushrooms absorb moisture, they absorb a lot. They're sponges. So the reason I've also decided to add them now is so that when that cream reduces, those flavors basically reduce down, the mushroom absorbs all of it. So that's additional flavor.
Another flavor layer. I absolutely love that. With the tuna, because, again, you don't necessarily need to cook the tuna. It's been preserved in its brine. So I'm guessing you don't have to cook it for very long. Once you've brought all the flavors together, once you're happy that you've kind of got those layers.
Correct.
Done.
Yeah, so the whole idea is you can reduce the cream a little bit thicker so that it's slightly reduced, and that gives it another luxurious level to it. But it really is up to you. If you've got time on your hands, let it cook. It won't even take you 30 minutes to finish the meal and sit down.
And if a splash of white wine happens to just fall in there by mistake as you chip to the table and you're sipping, I mean, it could happen, it could happen. You could take this anywhere. I love the fact that with a Waza Pasta Wednesday, we could do anything. We can take it in any direction. But it has to be delicious and it has to be quick and easy. And we've ticked all of those those boxes. Chumi, awesome girl, well done. And if you want to get your hands on this yummy tuna and mushroom pasta that is jam-packed with all the flavor, just go to expressoshow.com, and that's where we house all of our recipes. And then, of course, don't forget that you guys also stand the chance to win big with Fatties and Moni's Waza Pasta Wednesdays, where you stand a chance of winning a cool 2,000 Rand every single day, and then 10,000 Rand every Pasta Wednesday. And if you want all of those details, just get onto the Fatties and Moni's social media pages, ask them questions, and you'll find a whole lot more culinary inspiration there as well. Chumi, you've outdone yourself.
Let's go
Beautiful.
eat.
I think so. We've earned the right.
Yeah.
I'm going to chop some more mushrooms.
Fatties and Moni's Waza Pasta Wednesdays. Bravo to you. Stand a chance to win 2,000 Rand every day, plus 10,000 Rand every Pasta Wednesday. See in store for details. T's and C's apply.
1 in 2 healthy South African women suffer from iron deficiency. Speak to your healthcare professional about getting tested and treated for iron deficiency. Brought to you by FerryMed.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Staring into the distance, the superhero has arrived once again. The music just gets you all the time, man. It just elevates you.
Truly, like it's my cue. It's like, go to gym, JP. What are you doing?
Now, listen, man, I love that Mzansi. Welcome back. Of course, we are talking about the latest movies trailers. First part was exceptional. Got me so excited. Anybody in my sort of age bracket would be
so
as
pleased that you were that jazzed about Avatar. Like,
Jurassic World, we're talking about Avatar, and now we got something even better. Well, I don't know if it's even better.
No,
Let me not say that.
Another big hitter.
That's another big hitter. What do you got for us, man?
Okay,
This
so
is called Don't Worry,
Darling. So I wanted to get started away because we didn't have space for it in the first segment. Because, you know, I'm talking about the big blockbusters. After this, I'll talk about the artsy-fartsy stuff too. Don't Worry, Darling is directed by Olivia Wilde, the person who's usually known for being an actress. Previously directed Booksmart, which was hugely well received by critics, not for JP so much. However, this is a different vein. Don't Worry, Darling looks like it takes, I don't know if you remember Pleasantville. One of these movies that's like this weird satire on 50s American exceptionalism and, hey, everything's sunshine and, you know, flowers and white picket fence and whatever.
Yeah,
Florence
American
Pugh.
Dream.
Yes, like, you know, that's life could be a dream on planet Earth kind of thing. Florence Pugh and Harry Styles, I think, is dreamy enough for a lot of viewers. I think that we probably just put some people in cardiac arrest with that kiss. Olivia Wilde appears in it too, of course. And then the sinister Chris Pine. So you've got this, what seems like a cult-like situation because everything's way too perfect, like Truman Show.
Yes, yes, yes.
Florence Pugh again appearing in something that looks like it's got cult vibes, similar to Midsommar. And gradually she starts to feel like something is amiss because in this designed community that she's in, whoopsie, we got a little scene there that looks a bit like, you've got Hitchcock going on here, you've got Black Swan going on here, and Chris Pine grilling, being sort of like this charismatic leader to telling everyone, do you want to be a part of the community? Do you want to change the world with me? There's something happening on
Smells
the surface.
culty indeed.
Clearly.
Oh,
but
red
there's
flags.
also like G-man machinations, which is to say all of the husbands seem to be working on some sort of government project.
Okay.
There you go. There's more Black Swan kind of looks and feels for you. But I think most of the draw for a lot of people, Harry Styles, hey, there's a bit of draw from, it looks like Jordan Peele's Us, the people in the red jumpsuits.
Yes.
All these little hints and nods. But Florence Pugh is probably the biggest draw card for me there, because what an excellent actress. This is September 23rd in South Africa. If you like that kind of sort of twisty, A Cure for Wellness, was it something that was sort of similar recently as well? Cult-like, what is the actual vibe? What is the actual story between the beauty, the perfection, and the darkness? Yeah. We'll see that when it comes
Love it, man. Those first two, JP Sebastian, you've set the bar, my friend. What else you got for us?
Let's get party then, stroke our beards and all that kind of stuff. It's a shame. I want to talk about the small movies too.
Yeah. So first one up, we've got Crimes of the Future.
Maybe a bit ridiculous to call the small. David Cronenberg, the director, remember The Fly with Jeff Goldblum?
Oh, yes.
Gross as heck. Everything.
This isn't small-time stuff, man.
No, it's not. It's the horror director who's got his stripes, got his mileage. He doesn't need any help from me. Viggo Mortensen, everyone loves him from Aragon, obviously Lord of the Rings, but previously worked with David Cronenberg. Do yourself a favor, Eastern Promises, and A History of Violence. Them together, just an excellent pairing. Lea Seydoux, who is also from James Bond, The Last Squeeze, and the last two movies.
Of course.
Excellent actress as well. Also no stranger to weirdness. Previous.
Stewart also coming through.
Yes, shame. How can I forget? There she is. But David Cronenberg is a guy in the realms of, I was speaking earlier about the Holy Trinity. I suppose he's in an unholy trinity with John Carpenter and Ramirez, etc., etc. Classic horror guys. Okay, I should tell you a bit about the story. Set in the future, haha, surprise, surprise. And there's this weird new fetish, it seems, but also like performance art, where we've now eliminated pain from surgery, which has opened up people's minds to doing weird kind of stuff with their bodies, mutating themselves for art, putting in new organs for sexy times. So yeah, gonna be completely weird, not for the faint of heart. If you've seen The Fly, you know what I'm talking about. No date for this in SA just yet, but hey, footage courtesy of Neon is never a bad thing. Neon is a huge company right now, releasing amazing movies. Let's talk about the next one.
Whoa. Next one, on the count of 1, 2, 3.
Shame. So this is a serious subject. Suicide, everyone. Just be careful when you watch stuff like this. Know what space you're in and whatever. Gerard Carmichael is the director and writer and also star of this. Usually does stand-up comedy. Quite a thoughtful, sort of like interesting guy in his way of thinking. So these two friends, lifelong friends, guys listening to Papa Roach. This is my last resort. and immediately Gerard Carmichael's like, dude, that is so cheesy. If you're planning to commit suicide, you don't listen to a song about suicide. You're doing the most cornball kind of thing. So as well as being dark comedy, I think it's also going to have a lot of heart. Tiffany Haddish is the ex, clearly, in the situation that has had him sort of pushed over the edge. Henry Winkler, classic face there, amazing actor, is the father of the best friend of Gerard Carmichael, the name of which doesn't come to me. Richard Abbott, if I remember correctly?
Yes. No, not Richard Abbott. I don't see that on this one.
It don't matter. So the two of them make a pact that if they can't get it right, it's like 3 days now that the dudes tried to commit suicide. So this guy's talking about, let's have our last day on Earth together.
Our last hoorah.
And try and do some good in the world. So hopefully this puts in them a sense of purpose and a sense of turnaround. The movie looks like it broaches a lot of the stuff that we talk about so naively, like the boss character of Gerard Carmichael's like, I know you're in a bit of a slump right now, but suicide is not the answer. Like, it's not that simple, folks. Like, if you know someone who's going through this, and I do, it's so complex, and hopefully the movie alludes to that complexity and the sense of humanity with which we have to treat a situation that's a sickness. Take care of each other, everyone.
Does it give it the potential to obviously relate, to understand? Is there a feel-good at the end of it?
We'll see. Hopefully it's not a complete mess, because that could also happen. Could be completely offensive to people who've walked this walk. But critics are already giving it pretty good reviews. No date in essay just yet, but I'll let you know when it comes here. It's an important topic, please.
Beautiful stuff. JP Sebastian, you've undone yourself this morning, I must say so. And it's not just the new Tash, of course, it's you. And coming through with the latest when it comes to movies, I can't thank you enough. Brother, have a beautiful day. I hope you, Mzansi, have been charged and excited to get into the movies and check out some of these latest trailers. Of course, they're not out yet. Releases have been given to you. But of course, JP Sebastian always coming through with the good stuff. And speaking of good stuff, let's carry on with it right now.
Indeed, it's time to rack our brains a little with another game of Guess That Gibberish. Yes, it's all fun and games here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Now, here's how it's going to work. I will bring up a sequence of nonsense words that makes no sense placed together, absolutely no sense. By reading them aloud to yourselves, you'll have to guess what these words actually say. Now, hint, most of them are about slang words, phrases that we use today. Some of them are even celebrity names. We are putting your friendship to the test. Speech, we still have you with us today. How competitive are you?
I'm very competitive. I told him you have to lose for the sake of this friendship.
Yes, now I have been warned, and he's promised to moor me with this big ring should I lose.
No, those are not things you say on live TV.
That's not things you say on live TV, but it's okay. So just to give you a bit of an example, for instance, on the board, we will give you like lack, docent, tolerant.
Oh, I know what. Yeah, lactose intolerant.
Yes, but that's an example. Yes.
That is the example.
No, but I got the first one. That should count.
A for effort, Speech. A for effort.
Yes.
We are ready now.
1 point already.
1 point for you. You're ahead of the game. We're going to start very simple, very easy. And I will start with you because you're our guest today. And I just want to make you feel comfortable. So are you ready?
Yes, Jamie.
Here we go. The first sentence, phrase looks like this. Poo teal is shush.
Bootylicious? Bootylicious?
Yes!
Oh, you just described me.
Speech is feeling all sorts of bootylicious today.
I love this show already.
Taviso, it is now your time to shine. Okay.
All right, bring it on, baby.
Here you go. This one is for you. Leonardo DiCaprio.
Leonardo DiCaprio.
Wow, look at you.
Is it correct?
It is a point to both of you. Fairly simple round. That was round number one. You're not happy?
No.
It's okay.
You've got a chance to redeem yourself. Well, not redeem yourself, just to level up.
Okay, so this one is for you, Speech. It is made, divorce, P with you.
Oh, I can answer that.
No.
He won't know it. They don't play it on TV1.
The shade.
Can I please...
Think about this month.
No, shame. He won't know.
Wait.
Oh, shame.
Show me the word again.
Made, divorce, P with you. Okay. We are zile.
Okay. You can give it to him.
Okay.
May the force be with you.
Oh my goodness.
Yes. Shame, give it to him. Give it to him. I'll eat.
So 2-1.
I am so proud.
2-1. Okay, the next one, Tavisa, this is yours again. If you get this one right, you get double points. Murnum bur wrath. Both of you staring at the screen like the answers are going to pop out.
I sing.
Do you want to take it and give it a try?
I mean, my grandma raised a gentleman, so you...
You don't know that.
Do you guys know it?
No.
It's an
I think I know it.
It's not in Afrikaans.
It says morning, but it does that.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know.
A little bit.
I think the answer is... Morning breath! I think the people who did the clue, there's no ways.
Wow,
that's nothing.
I should have known this one.
No. Moor, nimbu, Raf.
Morning breath.
Morning. Who says morning? Morning. Good morning.
Okay,
Anyway.
next one, Speech, back to you. Yeah, skew win. Yeah, skew win.
Yes, Queen.
Yes, Queen.
Yes!
How often every day do you hear people say that one to you?
I mean, you said that in my link.
And if you're around you all the time, you'll hear this like...
Royalty.
Royalty. Tabzi, back to you for this one. Queen. Brr had leak hoop her.
So easy. I'm taking it.
Bradley Cooper.
Oh, not at that point.
Almost. Okay, Bradley Cooper. Yes, you got that one correct.
Yeah.
Next one, back to you, Speech. This one is gown, chore, lag, kiss, tars.
Lucky stars.
I know it. I know the thing.
gown, chore, lug, kiss, tars.
Not today. I've done many things for you.
You need to whisper this one.
Okay. I'm going to give the answer. Is that correct?
Okay.
You will give it on my behalf.
No, it doesn't work like that.
What is the answer?
Count your lucky stars.
Let's see. Count your lucky stars.
Oh, at least I got lucky stars.
You got lucky
So
stars.
I'm
I'll give you
on
half the point, okay?
3-2.
Yes.
Ah!
Yes.
Davisa, back to you. Heel, lawn, mask.
Elon Musk.
Elon Musk, yeah.
No. So 5-2, basically.
I don't even know what we're standing on. Elon Musk is correct.
What a cheat.
Okay. Back to you,
Elon
Spitch.
Musk.
Fish hits, pin hers.
Fish
hits, pin hers.
Pin has.
Hits, pin hers.
No, that sounds
Okay,
wrong.
we don't know, yeah.
Yeah, because I'm also afraid to say what I think it says.
It's live TV, remember? It's a
It's
breakfast
live
TV
TV.
show.
Also, it's a
Keep
family
it-
show.
Yeah.
So,
what's the answer?
The answer is...
It's fidget spinners.
Fidget
Oh, fidget
spinners.
spinners. Oh, thank God
I
I
don't
didn't
think
say what I
fidget
had in mind
spinners.
because peen hers. Yeah,
I'm leaving
no.
now.
Let's end it
Thank
like
God I
Next
didn't
one.
say that.
No, we're closing.
Guy Leach hen her.
Guy?
Guy Leach
We don't know the
hen her.
answer. We both don't know the answer. We don't know the answer.
Guy Lich hen her. No.
No
Yeah.
one's got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
But who's the winner?
Okay, we
Speech.
do have to make a winner. And I think just in aid of this friendship, and I
Aid?
don't want you to get
Aid?
hurt, my friend, because that ring is going to be very painful against your face. Speech is the winner, everybody! Because we love
Thank
having
you.
Yes, Queen. Yes,
I knew I was going to win, so thank you. You made that call.
Well, guess what? He's not going anywhere. He's still going to be hanging with us for the rest of the morning, and we'll see you in a little bit. Yes. I can hear now. I can hear. No.
That side.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to it, you absolutely gorgeous people. It's your feel-good breakfast show on a Wednesday. It's Expresso. We're live on S3. Now, joining us in studio this time around is the co-founding director of the International Tourism Film Festival, Africa, otherwise known as the ITFFA. It's James Bryan, who joins me today in aid of the recent award ceremony that was hosted at Cape Town City Hall last Friday. It was amazing. And between the 4th and the 6th of May, it's always a big event. And this past week, the ITFFA celebrated the Young Creative Students Challenge. But before then, let's take a look at the short advertisement that was shot by the Young Creative Challenge team at the V&A Waterfront. You're going to love this. Check it out. everybody. Let us give James a warm Expresso welcome. Come on. Woohoo! Yes, James. Now, that's the staff of movies. Yes. That is beautiful. To see the energy of Cape Town, of the V&A waterfront, captured in that way is absolutely stunning. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
James, starting this festival, personally, on your own, from the ground, and working it all the way up to where it's at today must have been quite the challenge, and it must have been quite the process as well. How did the idea come about?
My partner, Caroline Ungersbock, from the Sustainable Tourism Partnership Program, was invited to Portugal.
Yeah.
She attended one of these events, and they said, we've always wanted to work with South Africa. How about you take it across? So she came back home. Naturally, I thought she was off her rocker.
Yeah.
And that's how the magic happened. We just hit the ground running, and Cape Town threw its arms wide open to us.
I love it, because you know what? Tourism is such a dynamic sort of space to be able to tell stories of, but to be able to capture it in film is another layer of difficulty. And to see that you guys are able to shine the spotlight on people who are able to do that is quite something. Over the past few weeks, you've been in collaboration with multiple partners, but you've also really added spark and fuel to the Young Creatives Challenge. Let's talk about that Young Creative Students Challenge. What's it all about, and how did it come about?
We felt there's so much talent in this country, and the young people actually have a story to tell, and why not sort of shoot something through the eyes of the youth and see what they come up with.
Yeah.
We approached the African Film Academy. They said, we're out of our minds, there's not enough turnaround time. And then they said, let's do this. And then the partners came on board, Nikon, Value Film Fleet, and the likes of such, and they said, great, let's give it a go.
Yeah.
So we had a very short turnaround time, and the guys, the students, the young creatives, they made it happen. We were blown away by their dedication and commitment. I mean, they were on set 7 a.m., stiptelik, some a bit earlier, and they just grinded it, and we just were blown away.
I love that. And Friday, what you guys were able to do was absolutely mind-blowing. I think seeing the different forces come together, it gives you a really a fresh appreciation for what it takes to bring collaboration together. Collaboration is an important thing. Who were such important people and partners that you got to work with on Friday that made this happen?
Special thanks to Dr. Tens Vivian from City of Cape Town. Westgrove were absolutely instrumental. Cape Town Tourism had our backs all the way down the line. And then, of course, again, you know, Nikon and Value, they just threw themselves into this and said, yes, we're putting our hands up, let's go.
Oh, man.
And we weren't actually going to show the Young Creative Student Challenge at our award ceremony because the global partners felt that's not really part of the ITFFA, what we're honouring.
Yeah.
And everyone agreed it felt right. So lastminute.com, we said, let's do this, and we pulled it together.
Yeah.
And it was the showstopper.
You went on feeling, and isn't it amazing to see what the response has been? I mean, we're sitting here, and I think for us specifically sitting here, it's such a standout moment from the entire festival. And yes, there have been so many other things that were so great, but this is so beautiful because it speaks to the fact that you're able to expose the potential, the talent that lies in young people and students, and I think opportunities stem from that sort of thing. What are those kind of opportunities that young people then become exposed to?
Wow. I can't let too many cats out the bag today.
Ooh, come on.
But what you said is exactly true. Trusting our instincts, going with our intuitive sense and feel. Everyone says you're crazy, you just know you've got to do this, and you make it happen. And when we presented their awards to them on the Friday night, the emotion in that place, I had to stop myself from actually getting teary.
Yeah.
Because I had no idea that they'd respond that way. The roof could have come off that building, and that actually made what we do as the ITFFA worth the whole entire enterprise.
Oh, man. Purpose,
so on-set placement, Value then said, that's fantastic. We're now speaking to some production companies saying, guys, we've got this 300,000 Value Film Fleet unit gear voucher. How about you take these young peeps that won, give them on-set internships, pay them the correct amount that should be paid, and then you can obviously use that voucher to help mitigate those costs. And a couple of guys have put their hands up. Awesome.
James, ITFFA, you're doing such incredible work. It's inspiring to see that you are so committed to it. Thank you very much for joining us this morning and chatting to us about this. I wish you all of the best. It really does speak to the fact that it's time. The time is now for the opening up of this industry, and it's platforms like this that do continue to do so. So do go check out the ITFFA on all of their social media platforms. And again, James, in fact, let us just do this one quickly. Put it here. Boom. Yeah.
Absolutely love it, gentlemen. And this one is for you, Mzansi. Have you ever wondered how to wow your guests for dessert? Well, this next recipe is an award-winning classic.
So, we've had classic fashion from Timby, classic cars, thanks Chad, and we've seen classic hairstyles. And you, Michael? Classic!
A classic range from Clover. Timeless taste.
Made with love by Clover.
All right, Mzansi, you know what time it is. We are about to get going. We are in the kitchen to do something special, and we've got Chef Chumi to show us how. Yes, we are doing something. It's called the Clover Classic Citrus Cake. It's something that's absolutely delicious, and obviously with the season upon us, how can you not want to use this recipe to brighten up our day? Is that not so, right?
Yes.
You ready for it?
Brighten up everyone's day. And what better way to do that than with cake?
Yes. I mean, you scream ice cream, we all scream for cake this morning. Yeah. So am I helping you with this one? It looks like we don't have a lot of ingredients, but yet the end product looks delicious. Is this it?
This is it. This is simple, easy, quick, delicious. And instead of putting the dessert on top, we're putting the dessert inside. So it's a dessert within a dessert.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Yeah,
okay. I'm listening. I think Mzansi is as well. Let's do this.
Okay, so I've got some sugar and butter that we've already creamed together in here. That's the start of our recipe. And then we go in with our eggs one at a time. So the reason for that is we want to make sure that each egg is fully dissolved or incorporated into the mixture first before we add the next.
All right.
All right, so I'm just going to just work these babies into the mixture here. So like you said, it's a citrus cake. So we're using some lemon juice, some lemon rind. We're also using some orange juice and some orange rind as well. So I'm going in with my second
Some fresh ingredients.
Kemonati. If we talk about something that's delicious, we're talking about this.
What does kemonati mean?
It's nice. It's delicious.
Kemonati.
Kemonati.
I like that. I'm taking that one for me.
Please, you better. You must go quote me somewhere out there. So now that we've done that, we can now start adding the rest of our wet ingredients. And those include our citrus juices here. We've got some lemon juice.
Ooh, yes.
We've got some orange juice. So not only are we packing in flavor, we're packing that essence. You know when the cake is in the oven and it's baking, then you can smell
those aromas are going to come through. Oh, yes. Bring it on.
And then we go in with some vanilla essence. And I'm going to ask you, dear sir, to pour some of our Clover Classic custard into this. And this is what I meant when I was talking about a dessert within
Thought you'd never ask. Of course, we're using our hero ingredient here, the Clover Classic Custard. It's versatile. It can be used with the dessert, and if you just pop it in a bowl, it's absolutely delicious on its own. Now, the creamy, smooth, and delicious flavor of Clover Classic Custard complements the citrus flavors that we've been talking about right now in this cake, and it's going to bring all the magic together. How much of this are we putting in here?
I'm putting about half a cup, so you can keep going. I'll eyeball it.
I might accidentally put more in, but...
I mean,
oops,
is there really
oops.
such a thing as too much custard? I think not.
There you go.
A bit
more of that?
Just a little. Thank you. That's perfect. There we go. And so now that we've incorporated our Clover Classic custard into this, so even though I'm saying we're putting it into the mixture, if you wanted to, you could also put it on top as well.
Okay, nice. Well, inside and on top.
Inside, on top, around.
I like also the fact that we're going with the citrus feel. I know, for me, I know there's these old wives' tale remedies that you get, and one of them is definitely like warm orange juice with like some spices in it and stuff like that. I've had that drink before. It has this cool sort of winter warmer feeling.
Yes.
And I think you're incorporating that so well into this cake. So considering the temperature's dropping right now in winter, this is hitting the nail on the head.
I mean, why not? Right?
Yes.
So
What is it? Konati?
Why not? Imonati. So I'm adding in my dry ingredients now. I've added my flour and my salt, as well as some baking powder. I also did put a bit of zest there. Like I told you, I put in that lemon and orange zest as well. And now we're just going to mix this baby up. It goes into the oven to bake for at least 40 to 50 minutes at 180 degrees. So make sure to preheat your oven before you start making it.
Nice.
And then once you've put the batter together, just throw that baby into the oven and enjoy.
Voila, Chef Chumi, I'm always intimidated when it comes to baking with all the wet, dry ingredients and the combinations, but you absolutely made it sound and seem so easy, and you, Mzansi, can get the recipe inspiration right now, but you can also get something else special. With Clover Classic, you can stand a chance to win your share of 500,000 Rand in prizes. Yes, that's 500,000 Rand in prizes. Come on. Now, to enter, all you got to do is the following. Buy any Clover Classic custard, dairy snack, fat spread, or mayonnaise, and WhatsApp the till slip of your purchase to 074 909 0000. That's 074 909 0090000. Now remember, your T's and C's apply and can be found at clover.co.za. And I mean, come on, it's a classic, timeless taste. Why do you not want to get involved in this? And it's smelling so good. Let me tell you, Mzansi, if you missed any of these steps to this delectable indulgence, you want to get on this recipe and making it right now. So we got you covered. Yes, quick recap. Check it out.
Made with love by Clover. Oh, you can make my day. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. You are still live with Expresso and your timing is perfect. This whole morning we've been trying to put Laurie Levine in a box, try to classify her music. All I've come to the realization is that it's going to transport you somewhere special. She is phenomenal and she's performing alongside one of her good friends, Jack Thomas, this morning for the first of 3 performances just for you. And this song, titled Let It Go, is about letting go of control over things and creating a space to love and to trust other people. This one is going to take us on a journey. Enjoy. And I'm so glad after changing the title of your song that you didn't change the lyrics. If you needed to hear that right now, I hope it landed. Just let it be. That was magical. You guys took us somewhere else, and they're not going anywhere. 2 more performances coming your way. But right now, let's get back up to speed with the news headlines.
3 minutes after 8 o'clock, time to have a final look at those news headlines. Starting on the local front, President Cyril Ramaphosa said yesterday there had been progress in electricity generation by the mining and other sectors. Now, he was addressing the mining indaba in Cape Town, and he said there had been significant headway made in policy reforms for the network industries inextricably tied to mining and its operations. Now, this was so as the government last year amended regulations to let companies invest in new generation capacity of up to 100 megawatts without needing to apply for a license. Then staying on the local front, the Section 194 committee that will examine the suitability of the public protector, Busisiwe Mkhwebane's suitability for her office, will meet today. Now, this follows the Constitutional Court's rejection of her revocation application just last week. Mkhwebane wanted an earlier ruling by the court to be revoked after it had ruled against her. Now, it was related to the separation of powers regarding the appointment of a retired judge to a panel that was to conduct the investigation. The court ruling paved the way for the committee to continue its investigation. Then looking to news on the international front, Malawi's parliament has started public inquiries in the capital, Lilongwe, on a proposal to abolish the death penalty following last month's adoption of a report recommending the move. Now, it comes after Parliament mandated its Legal Affairs Committee to solicit views from the general public on the subject before potentially changing any laws. Malawi courts appear to have abolished the death sentence in April last year after a Supreme Court judge heard ordered and then resentencing all of cases where the death penalty had been handed down. Then the United Nations Human Rights Council will hold a special session on Ukraine tomorrow. Now, this follows after Ukraine's ambassador to the UN requested that recent reports on war crimes and large-scale offences in the town of Buk and reports of mass casualties in the city of Mariupol be reviewed. The session is expected to lead to a resolution asking for a newly created commission of inquiry into the war to submit a full report to the council later this year. Then helping to sniff out some 200 explosive devices in Ukraine, Patron, the Jack Russell Terrier, has received a presidential medal from President Volodymyr Zelensky. Meaning ammo in Ukrainian, Patron's handler, Mikhailo Eliv of the Civil Protection Service, accepted the medal on the 2-year-old Pooch's behalf at a ceremony that included Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau. Now, Zelensky said, and I quote, "Today I wish to honor those Ukrainian heroes who are clearing our land of mines. They include a wonderful little sapper Patron who helps to neutralize explosives." Patron has become known across the world since the war began, appearing in dozens of stories across a variety of news networks as well as outlets. Now, his Instagram already boasts some 220,000 followers, and as a Jack Russell Terrier, he's the ultimate workhorse breed. His incredible bravery, powerful snout, as well as amazing agility make him ideal for mine-sweeping, yet initially that wasn't supposed to be his destiny, as Eliv brought him to be nothing more than a loyal friend for his young son. That being said, that is where I leave your news headlines here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It's time to have a final look at the sports. Here's Graham.
Thank you so much, Jamie. Let's start with cricketing news here in South Africa first, and Proteas coach Mark Boucher can breathe a sigh of relief. He has welcomed Cricket South Africa's decision to withdraw all disciplinary charges that were levelled against him, now saying that they were, and quote, unjustified and have caused considerable hurt and anguish. The cricket governing body had set a disciplinary hearing for the 16th of this month with charges that involved racism aired against Boucher. However, CSA have now dropped all charges, which leaves Boucher free to continue his role as head coach of the national side. Now, charges of racism were lodged against Boucher after Paul Adams, a former teammate at the time, said at last year's SJN hearings that he had been a victim of racial discrimination during his time playing for the team. Let me stay with cricket news, but on the pitch this time, and playing the game of his life. Afghanistan's Rashid Khan claimed 4 wickets as the Gujarat Titans became the first team to qualify for the IPL playoffs with a 62-run thrashing of the Lucknow Super Giants. So Indian opener Shubman Gill, He made 63 of 49 deliveries to steer Gujarat to 144 for 4. That was after electing to bat first in Pune. Afghanistan leg spinner Rashid then returned his best IPL figures of 4 for just 24 to dismiss the opposition for only 82 runs in 13.5 overs. That as Gujarat in their debut season bounced back from 2 losses to now top the 10-man IPL table. And speaking of top in the table, well, Liverpool, they've now moved level on points with Man City at the top of the Premier League table. That was after claiming a come-from-behind 2-1 win against Aston Villa yesterday. Hosts starting on the front foot with a goal inside 3 minutes from Douglas Luiz before Joel Matip pulled the goal back, and then shortly after, Sadio Mane netted the winner in the 65th minute with a smart header into the bottom corner to see the Reds now move onto 86 points. Critical position at the moment. Now, Man City, they'll have the chance to reclaim that 3-point cushion when they travel to Wolves tonight. Then elsewhere, Chelsea still chasing for the top 4. They're away to Leeds. Leicester will be hosting Norwich, and then Everton still battling. They square off against Watford. And then City in transfer news as well. Manchester City have now reached an agreement to sign Norway's wunderkind striker Erling Haaland from Borussia Dortmund. The 21-year-old phenom will join in July after City activated a €60 million release clause in his current contract. The Norwegian has scored incredibly 85 goals in 88 appearances for Dortmund since joining from Red Bull Salzburg back in January of 2020. An incredible feat. And last year, he also happened to become the youngest player ever to reach 20 Champions League goals. And of course, there was other interest. La Liga giants Real Madrid and Barcelona apparently also speaking to him about a potential deal, but it looks like he is headed to the UK. And that's a wrap of your sport for this Wednesday morning. Let's get the latest on the weather front.
Thank you very much. G-Man, a final look at your weather this morning. Let's start off with some most interesting environmental news. We know that South Africa's government is still analyzing details of an $8.5 billion, that's some 137 billion rand financing package offered by rich Western nations last year to help the country abandon coal. Environmental Minister Barbara Creecy said yesterday, and the US, Britain, France, Germany, as well as the European Union, they pledged the funding during the COP26 climate conference that took place in Glasgow, Scotland last November. South Africa is the world's 12th biggest emitter of climate, and that's warming gases, and a major coal producer and user. Creecy said South Africa, which has set up a task team to advise President Cyril Ramaphosa and his cabinet on the offer, was still looking at the terms. And South Africa was also considering the impact of the shift from coal to unemployment and poverty. Now, some 93,000 people were employed in South Africa's coal mines. That's in 2021. And Creecy said, and I quote, "We're not just changing technology, we're also dealing with some of the abiding constraints of inequality and unemployment, as well as poverty that confront our economy." From environmental news, we move on to those stunning sunrise views that you have captured for us. Thank you so much for sharing your morning views. Rosemary de Rebeu from Culinary shared this stunning shot of the sky. You know, you can see it displaying a bright purple hue. It's beautiful. We also got one from Memelo Sokaka from the Free State, who shared this slightly moodier shot of the morning sky in her area. You can see she's showing off that clear pink sky with a special glow from the sun rising. It's stunning to look at. Samantha van der Riede from Belleville in Cape Town shared this moody shot, capturing yesterday's start to the day so perfectly with those orange hues, with regular photographer Louise G. Sherry from Alberton waking up on the same side of the bed with this glorious view overlooking the city. You can see that, you know, ray of light that casts through the cloud cover. It is all so beautiful. Let's do it bright and early again tomorrow morning. Let's see your pictures on our Facebook page, Expresso Morning Show, SABC3. Now, a final look at your temperatures across the country. Polokwane, sun and clouds for you. 11 is your low, reaching a high of 25. With Mbombela starting off at a low of 14, reaching a maximum of 30. Sun and clouds are expected out in the capital city. That's Pretoria. 11 is your low, reaching a high of 23. If you're out in Johannesburg, Josie Maboneng, 10 is your low, reaching a high of 22, with Mahikeng coming in with some sun and clouds. 9 is your minimum, reaching a maximum of 25. Sun and clouds are also expected for Klerksdorp, 6 and 25, with Kimberley coming in at 6, peaking at 24. Bloemfontein, 4 is your minimum, reaching a maximum of 23. Richards Bay, 18 and 28, with a warmer day for Pietermaritzburg expected today. 11 is your minimum, reaching a maximum of 26. Durban, 18, your low, reaching highs of 25, with some sun out in Mthatha today. 9 is your low, reaching a high of 23. East London, 12 and 22. 22, with Craddock coming in at a low of 2, reaching a high of 23. Gqeberha, GQ, Pepsi Baby, 11, reaching a high of 21, with George coming in with a low of 9, reaching a high of 19. Cape Town, that's the mother city, 11 and 19. Worcester, 5, that's your start. You will peak at 22. Sutherland comes in with Sun, 3, reaching a high of 19. Uppington, last not least, 5 is your low, reaching a high of 26. And that's where we leave it for this beautiful Wednesday morning. Regardless of what the weather's looking like in your part of the country, please make sure you make it a feel-good type of day, but also send us those sunrise pictures for tomorrow using the hashtag Expresso Show. Mwah.
Yes, Mzansi, and the feel good is going to continue. We've got the gorgeous, glowing, Spitchalicious, and he's going to be joining us in the kitchen with Chef Clem, because the Culinary Hotline Bling, ching, 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 is coming right at you after this. We'll see you soon.
We are back with the best of the best in the All-Star Season 10 of Tropica Island of Treasure. And we're going big! Just tell us why you should be chosen to compete with one of these All-Star celebs and stand a chance to win a smooth 1 million rand. WhatsApp your audition video or upload it on our socials at MyTropica for your chance to get a spot on the island. So buy a Tropica today, and this could be you. CPAC for details. Tropica, nothing smoother.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Yes, Mzansi, welcome back. Your Feel Good Breakfast Show, and it's another installment of the Culinary Hotline Bling. Yes, and we are indeed joined by our favorite Chef Clem. If you've got any questions for Chef Clem with all things in the kitchen, then you can call us right now. The number is 021-110-555-2. And we've got another special guest in the building. Of course, Spitch is here. We've got 2 star-studded cooking people, chefs, you name it. When it comes to just culinary, they are everything about it. And of course, guys, if you have been listening, then this week's Culinary Hotline is all about the good stuff right now. So it's about cabbage. Yeah, cabbage is hot on the list this morning. Chef Clem's got all the good stuff in, and I've got a message that I want to read out to you because we've got a question already, and that's for this one is from Shireen Abrahams. Now, she said on Facebook, she came through and said, "Good morning, Clem and the team. Happy Wednesday. Could you please perhaps make a stewing beef and cabbage stew recipe? And Clem, can you please share it with the viewers? Now, maybe next week, as you said, you would like to share some tips on cabbage recipes. So have an awesome day, guys, and the team, lots of love." Well, thank you, Shireen, for that beautiful message. I'm sure Chef Clem has got the good stuff. Have you got an answer to this, my friend?
I do.
Oh, as always.
And it's weird because I've been craving this since last week, and we spoke about cabbage breedy. Sometimes they call it cabbage food.
Cabbage food. Spitch, are you into the cabbage as well?
Well, yeah, it depends. It depends.
Well,
how you make it, but definitely.
Some hesitation. I sense
No. Actually, when I saw what he was preparing, I thought, oh, this is definitely hearty. It's winter, so it's definitely something I would prepare in my kitchen. But I always go for, the quick makes in the kitchen. But
because you're such a busy man.
Yes, of course. But you want nutrition at the same time. You want to make sure that you meet your deadlines, and so
That's true.
Quick meals.
I love that.
Yeah.
Straight to the heart, nutrition, and the cabbage has got a lot of nutrition.
And it's budget friendly, versatile. The amount of things you can do with cabbage, it's endless.
All right.
So let's get into
Show us
this
what you can do with cabbage.
So you mentioned that you like the quicker solutions. We're not going to keep you in that kitchen for hours.
Yeah, man. So everyone wants a piece of Spitch. He's got a limited time in the day.
Right.
Got to use it wisely.
So
this is beef.
This is stewing beef. So for this dish, you would actually need to cook it for about an hour, hour and a half, just to soften that beef.
Yeah.
The reason this dish works so well is because, like we said, cabbage is inexpensive, potatoes are inexpensive, stewing beef, out of all the cuts that you get, stewing beef would be the least expensive.
Yeah. Okay, nice.
But it needs time. So I'm not going to call anyone out, right? So the original recipe, we're doing the stewing beef. Someone made this dish for us yesterday. So like, you know, with a stew, it always tastes better than next day.
Yeah.
But they didn't use stewing beef, they used mince.
I love mince.
And I was thinking about it, wait. Maybe this isn't actually a mistake. This is a really good solution of how to, number one, feed more people with 500 grams or 1 kilogram of mince.
Yeah.
And number two, you're going to be in the kitchen in like a quarter of the time. But let me go through the classic, and then I'm going to...
And obviously the mince will also absorb a lot of the flavor that's coming through from whatever it's cooked in, right?
Yeah,
So
exactly.
it's getting
Especially when it stays overnight. You keep it overnight. The following day, the flavors are always very succulent.
I believe you should make a stew the day before. But I understand that sometimes you wake up on the day and you don't have the time to be like, if only yesterday I knew I was going to feel like a stew today.
Absolutely.
But yeah, the flavors do just taste better. Okay, so I'm going to actually put you in front of the pot for a second.
Okay.
So I'm looking at the camera. There we go.
So do you remove the fat?
No,
I know it's stewing beef, so you also keep it with the fat.
You can also get leaner
Because I can
cuts.
see yours is quite lean.
Quite lean, yeah. You get leaner cuts of stewing beef, or you get the more fattier cuts, which is generally what I actually prefer to go.
So unless you're prepping for your diet, then you want to go for the lean versions. Otherwise, the fat's always going to bring more flavor, right?
Exactly.
One stew, what, a day, or not even a day, a week?
Keeps the doctor
away, right?
I mean, our grandparents...
It won't spoil your diet that much.
Our grandparents lived to like 350, and I'm kind of thinking it's because they ate food like this.
Yeah, they
Instead
lived
of all
off
the processed
Have a lot of
good
stew.
stuff.
Yeah. Okay, at the bottom of your pot, I can see all those brown little bits.
Yeah.
That's important. That's a lot of flavor. So I'm going to add some water to that. Then, to it, I'm going to add a little bit of, here's the secret, Worcester sauce.
Worcester sauce?
Worcester sauce.
Yo, I love it. One word, 3 different ways how to say it.
Okay, we're all going to say it in our own version. I'm going to go first. So I say Worcester.
Okay, yes?
Worcester?
Worcester, yeah.
And you?
Yeah, Worcester.
Okay.
Someone, honestly, I swear, like the pronunciation is Worcestershire, wash your sister, all the stuff.
Wash your sister.
You know, all
Wash
these
your
things.
pencil.
Hey.
Wash your sister.
It's Worcester sauce or whatever. But you don't pronounce the shire.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So a little bit of that goes in there. So this is amazing because it adds intense umami flavor.
And it changes the color instantly. I like this because...
And as soon as your eyes see a stew that's got that deep, rich brown flavor,
You
it takes you home
it's
immediately before you even tasted it.
Nostalgia's coming through already.
Right?
Right. So I've got a rule. Whenever onions go into a pot, bay leaves go with them.
Yeah.
Then we've got a bit of garlic that's going in there. You can see the ingredients are quite...
so you put it after putting the water. Usually I'll just saute it with onion.
But I was talking too much. Before you add... You on it. Before you add the liquids, add your garlic.
Yeah.
You thought you were going to get away with
No.
We got a professional here now.
It reminds me of a video. The video of that lady was separating the egg white from the yellow.
Yes.
And then the yellow went in and she said, yeah, as you can see, I've separated. We're like, no! We literally saw it. You're scanning your way through the kitchen.
Spitch, she's watching with a keen eye.
Okay, so we mix these together.
Okay, potatoes go in there. So essentially, this is like a very basic brown stew.
Yeah.
It's your beef, your Worcester sauce in there, your potatoes in there.
But the bay leaves are coming.
The bay leaves are coming in there. So once your potatoes are soft, now you're going to turn this on a low heat. You're going to rely a lot on the steam and the lid that's on that pot to kind of circulate through the pot, cook your potatoes and cook your stewing beef. Then, once, like I said, once the potatoes are soft, that's when you're going with your cabbage.
Our hero ingredient, yes.
Your ingredient.
Bring it
But
in.
here's the thing, cabbage is like spinach, okay? You'll start it with a lot, and then once it cooks, it like kind of shrinks down.
Yes.
Okay? So always add more than you think you're gonna need, and like remember, this is gonna bulk up the dish. This is what takes a dish from potentially feeding 6 people to now feeding 10. That's gonna be your cabbage.
I think the whole of them, Zanzi just listened after you said that.
Right? Budget-friendly meals.
Yeah.
Budget-friendly meals. And I'm telling you, this one will warm your soul. It is so cold right now. This is the dish that you need.
Love this. And this is exactly what I need in this weather.
How would you serve that? Over rice? What would you serve it with?
I would serve it with basmati rice.
Yes.
Nice.
Or I can have it with pita bread.
Hey, no, I didn't even think about that. That is a
hands in there.
Yeah, get involved.
And
now you turn this into an experience. I'm loving this. I'm loving the fact that we got 2 incredible chefs out here in the kitchen right now. Zanzi, don't go anywhere. The Culinary Hotline Bring will continue in just a bit. We've got Chef Spitch and Chef Clem in the kitchen, and we'll be back in just a bit.
Oh, thank you so much, gentlemen. Now, I've got this feeling that our EQ has risen by about 100 basis points because we have connected with these incredible performers this morning. Laurie Levine and Jack Thomas are back, and they're ready to take us back into that dream space with another beautiful track. This one means a lot to Laurie, and it's off her new EP. It's titled Dunes, and this song is a reflection, as she said, of loneliness, loss, and of course, the body. Let's go.
Wake to an empty space, fell
1 in 2 healthy South African women suffer from iron deficiency. Speak to your healthcare professional about getting tested and treated for iron deficiency. Brought to you by FerryMed.
Don't just buy. Look out for specials. Do you want a bank that takes your money or a bank that takes your money choices seriously? Join Nedbank today.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. Poet Kamand Kajuri once said, like freshly cut roses, I place life in a vase of love. Now, we often associate a bouquet of flowers with a vase, but vases are so much more than just a vessel for flowers. Now, blogger and stylist, wife to our favorite chef, Chef Clem, Megan Pedro, is here to show us just how versatile a vase could be. And I'm trying to see through all of this because this is beautiful. Hello, how are you?
Hello, I'm very well. How are you?
Good. This is so beautiful. And you know what? I've been excited for Wednesdays because every single time we see you, we get to learn something new. The viewers absolutely love you. So what do you have for us today?
So the word vase actually directly translates to the word vessel in Latin. So we have to do it complete justice, right? So we've got a selection of gorgeous Woolworths vases at the moment. I mean, there is every shape, size, color that you can think of. So let's use it as a vessel, right? Okay. So the first one, a candle display. Who's even thought, you just think flowers, right? You're just gonna plonk a bunch of flowers in there. We have beautiful candles. I mean, this display on its own is just absolutely stunning. And then taking a twist on your classic fruit bowl, how beautiful.
That really gives me like Kardashian vibes. I don't know if you've ever seen an episode where they just pull the cookies and fruit, and I think it's so beautiful. And also just with regards to the vase, you know, often you think it's only going to be in the kitchen or maybe just in the dining room, but I could actually see that in something like the bathroom.
100%. With all your bath bombs, I feel it as well. And also, it is so important to also use things in your home that you already have. And it's just, you are accentuating the vase at the end of the day. So then we've got an underwater display. It's just a different way of just plopping your flowers on top. And then what I would suggest, take it a step further, pull the water even higher and do floating candles on top so your flowers sit below the surface. It just creates like a different interest in a vase.
Now you're showing off. You know, I always say I wish I could have like a little Chef Clem in my pocket. Now I want a little Chef Clem in this side and a little Megan on this side, just so that whenever I need to zhuzh up my house, I can just pull this out.
I love it. Perfect. How beautiful are these? I almost call them synchronized swimming flowers because it is the most simple thing of just seeing your flowers in a different way. So we literally just take some florist wire and literally just entwine it around, and it is such a beautiful point of interest, but it looks like very minimal and very like, you know, minimal effort, which I love. And then you've got the gorgeous angular vase. So why not create an installation that literally is angular in itself? Don't cut your flowers at the same level. I think it's so nice to create.
I would have actually done that. I'm so glad that you mentioned that. So cut it at a different angle.
Yeah, because also you're playing around with colors, with textures. You can see these ones are kind of, you know, beautifully like going over the vase, and then you've got different heights and different textures. So I think always play on that, which is the most perfect thing. And then of course your tinted vases, but then look at the color. So keep it beautiful and natural, not to distract away from the vase in any way, but you've got your color vases, which again, keep it neutral. So I often like to keep a neutral color palette so that you can really show off with your gorgeous color stains.
I want like everything, and like you said, there really is something for everyone. When would you incorporate a small vase into a space, and when would you incorporate a big vase into a space?
Oh, goodness. I feel like with vases, it's so nice that the rules are kind of almost out of the window. Your space is really your eye. If it makes you feel good, do it. That's the most important thing. And play with them. I think the most important thing is when you gift someone flowers, gift them a vase too, because it stays with them. It's always like something that they can also play around with. And at the end of the day, this is your space, your creativity.
And I know hubby's listening right now, so if you were to be gifted any vase on this display right now, what one would it be and just why?
Ooh.
No pressure, Chef Clem, no pressure.
I'm gonna say this one with the candle inside.
That is actually so
totally
you.
my vibe.
For some reason, I also thought this one because I always feel like your style is very minimalistic, very clean, very clear. So I would have gone with this one. But Chef Clem, I hope he is listening. Megan, as always, it's so great for you to come in here with your insight and just your knowledge with regards to this. But we know that you're also going to be playing a game. How well do you know your husband? That is coming up right now. As always, Megan has set the mood and she's raised the bar even higher. Now, of course, you can shop your favorite vases at Woolworths, and this is, as always, available in store, online, or on the Woolies app.
Thank you so much, team. Cannot wait to see if we can find some cracks in that beautiful relationship. Now, I bet you they know each other better than anyone else on the planet. Now, I'm going to ask you guys, do you know your favorite dish? I absolutely love this post this morning. We put it to you guys. If you could eat one thing, just one meal or one item for the rest of your life, what would it be? And it's got us all laughing and thinking very deeply. So let's see what you had to say. Arlene weighed in, a healthy plate of salad and fruit afterwards. I like that you're going to stay in shape then for all eternity. I love that. Gillian, you're in saying good morning, team. I would definitely eat leg of lamb every day of my life if I could. The best of the best. If budget allows, girl, I hope that you can. Khadi Rose saying I will eat braai meat every day. But you've got to braai every day as well, so you can enjoy that part of the process. Love it. I think a lot of South Africans would follow her example. Risha Governor saying, morning fam, I would eat pizza for the rest of my life. I dig it. I dig it. What flavor pizza would it be, and would you have pineapple on that pizza? Obida said, hello, my friends. My late mum's been curry with roti, tomato breri, with lots of potatoes. Her baboti, I can just dream. I never taste like mum's. Oh man, I hope that you can follow those traditions and learn how to cook those dishes as well as she did. And then Nadia Pansel, good morning, Expresso. For me, it would definitely be spinach and feta pie. Lovely. Such a diverse palette you guys have represented this morning. Whatever it is, just let us know. We'd love to be inspired by your favorite meal. If you could eat one thing for the rest of your life, what would it be? Hit us up at Expresso Show is the handle to use.
Oh, absolutely love it, but it is time indeed to play a game with Chef Clem and Meg, and we're going to be putting them to the test. And we want to see how well they actually know each other, from their quirks, their preferences, and all their habits. And you guys are going to get a chance to really find out what's happening. So let me explain the game to you. You write your answer on the whiteboard, and before you reveal your answer, we're going to find out from your partner whether they know that answer and if it's correct or not. Okay, so an example, if I asked you what's your favorite chocolate, Meg, you'd write your favorite chocolate on your board. Clem, your favorite chocolate in your board. Then I'll ask Meg if she knows the answer to your
This is
question.
sneaky. I did not know about
Makes sense.
Okay, all right.
It looks like I'm sitting here with the nervous couple in Mzansi right now.
Let's go. Okay,
Don't be afraid, guys. All right,
At the end of it, I love you, and it's okay.
No matter what happens. Okay, so you guys understand the game?
So I write the answer, what I think Megan's...
Your answer.
My answer.
So let me start the question up. Okay, so when your partner was a child, what did they want to be when they grew up? So Meg, you write what you wanted to be when you grew up. Clem, you write what you wanted to be when you grew up, and then I will then ask Clem what he thinks your answer is, and we'll reveal the answer.
Okay.
All right.
So I write mine.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Can we go?
Yes, let's go.
Okay, and spelling, all right.
Don't worry about the spelling.
It doesn't count.
I played this game.
Spelling doesn't count.
No, spelling doesn't count.
Oh, no.
So Clem, you obviously written down what you wanted to be when you grew up on your board. Okay, we're waiting for Meg. Meg's got a big one here, like jeepers creepers. Did you want to take over the world? Sure, it's an essay.
Okay, all right.
All right, so, Clem, let me ask you what you think Meg wanted to be when she grew up.
I know this for a fact, a marine biologist.
Let's see.
But she changed her mind when she realized she gets too seasick, and then she instead became just an awesome person.
Meg, what's the answer? Wow! Nailed it!
/Banner.
Okay, all right.
Do I get bonus points for the explanation?
Definitely bonus points.
Okay.
Right, Meg, what did Chef Clem want to be when you grew
I
up?
want to say a chef just because he, you know, I hear stories about him cutting onions and helping his mom in the kitchen when he was really young. But I do remember him saying something about a doctor. when he was, like,
Dr. Clem.
Yeah.
Dr. Clem, can I see the answer?
I thought you were going to say the other one, pasta.
Oh, yeah.
Did you want to be a pastor?
My grandfather was a pastor. I was like I was going to be
I like your options, man. Out of the three, I think you definitely could have gone wrong, but I'm glad you're a chef because you're making a lot of us happy. All right, next question. This should be easy. Name a country your partner would love to visit. All right, so let's just make it a country you'd like to visit. So, Meg, what country would you like to visit? Chef Clem, what country would you like to visit?
I almost want to give a clue, but I don't want to give
no clues allowed. No clues allowed. Okay, Meg's got an answer.
Oh, spelling doesn't count, eh?
Spelling doesn't count, don't worry. All right, Meg, let me ask you the question. What do you think Chef Clem's answer would be to the country you'd love to visit?
Okay, I think we've always spoken about Mexico, but I do think we wanted to get married overseas.
Okay.
So I think Goa might be on there.
Ooh, what is it Mexico? Is it? Wow, guys!
What is
Goa
it?
is there. We recently had this conversation. Obviously, we couldn't get married in Goa, so we spoke about going there really soon.
Popped it on the bucket list, and now you have to. I mean,
I'm actually sweating.
So no.
I wrote that too. So then.
Okay, fair enough. Oh, was that the answer? I'm
That
sure
was,
it wasn't to be
but
yes.
it's also that's an easy one because we spoke about it.
All right, let's make it hard. Let me find something tough here for you. All right. This could break up the relationship. Let me not ask this one. Okay. Which one of you...
I'm curious.
The question was, who's the better chef between the two of you?
You're right for passing.
I'm passing on that one. We're not asking that. We're going to ask, which one would your partner pick between a beach vacation or skiing in the snow? A beach vacation or skiing in the snow? So write your answer down. What would you prefer, a beach vacation or skiing in the snow? Ooh.
My answer.
And stop looking at each other because I feel like you guys are at this level where you can communicate with your eyes.
You should see us in 30 seconds.
Oh, damn.
It's like Nelson Mandela Boulevard.
I love it.
I'm changing my answer. Wait.
Clem's taking this seriously, eh? Like,
I feel like I need to take mine seriously now.
Have you not been?
But like, now
All
I'm overthinking.
Okay, let me ask Clem. What do you think Meg would choose between the beach or a ski vacation?
I went snow.
She's chosen the snow? Is it the snow?
It is the snow.
But you gotta say your answer. You can't reveal it. She was supposed to answer the question.
I said Megan's answer was... Okay.
How
to play the game.
To be honest, I also said snow.
That's fine. You win it. Well done.
Okay, we got it.
Okay, do we get a bonus question?
Quick bonus question. A really quick one. Does your partner like their life to be simple or luxurious? Quick one. Last one. Simplicity or luxurious?
Okay.
Simplicity or luxurious? Come on, what's it gonna be? Okay, Clem.
Okay.
Now you have to answer. Don't show your board. What do you think Meg's answer is? Luxury or minimalism?
I must give Megan's answer before she answers. Mustn't I give my answer?
Tell me what you think her answer is.
Okay, this is what I went for.
Okay, but what do you think her answer is, though?
Oh, sorry, yeah. I'm going to go definitely Megan's answer is Lux.
Let's check it out. Is it Lux? Yes. Meg, what do you think Chef Clem chose?
You see, I think the simple things in life are the most luxurious. I'm just covering all bases. I do like Lux.
Booyah!
Is it?
The most compatible couple in the
Lux
studio. Lux Life it is, and you guys have done absolutely incredible. Well done.
I
You can
can do this
rest. You can
again.
relax right now. It's an epic game, guys. Thank you for joining us. You guys have been incredible. And don't go anywhere, Mzansi. We are heading back to the kitchen for some more Culinary Hotline Bling, and we'll see you in just a bit. Well done, guys. You definitely...
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Yes, Mzansi, welcome back. We are still carrying on with the hotline. It's the Culinary Hotline Bling, yes, of course. And we've had so much magic on the first edition already. We were talking about a hero ingredient, cabbage, and the cool things that you can do with it. And we were answering a lot of questions online, and we've been getting so many more questions about it. And this one from Ubaida Sali saying, my sister makes the best omens onder die komber, or onder die kombers. Tanya Natalie also says, coming through from Facebook, saying, Oma onder die kombers, yum. I love making it in slow cooker with a nice brown gravy over mash. And we got another one saying that, well, I think this, in all honesty, we can't leave cabbage-themed culinary hotline without making the ultimate slaw recipe. And of course, Chef Clem is here. We've got Spitch here as well in the kitchen. We were having fun in part 1. Part 2 is gonna be nothing but the same, man. Yes.
I'm still feeling the stress of the challenge.
Right? Hey, man, you did well, though. You did well. That was brilliant. I don't think you guys faulted at all, right?
No.
Nice.
Did we not?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Cool. Do you know what an oma onder die kombers is?
No.
So translated, it's Afrikaans. It means grandmother under the blankets.
Okay.
Coming
yes.
soon.
Yeah, my mind raced.
Coming soon to SABC 3, Friday nights at 10 o'clock.
Grandmother under
the blanket. All right. Okay, so first things first. It is basically a meatball.
Yeah.
That's your granny. No, man. I don't mean the meatball is the emphasis on the grandparent. And then the cabbage covers the meatball. It gets wrapped in there. So essentially that's the granny wrapped in the blanket. But I've also found other versions. There's an Asian version. I found like like almost every country has a version of this dish that's got some type of protein wrapped in cabbage. Oh, the Iranian version, which is something I need to try as well. Same thing, but small little cigar shape.
Okay.
So first thing you need to do is talk about your cabbage. We're using regular green cabbage. People call it white. It's more green than white. What you're going to do is you're going to take the outer leaves off, get a pot of water on the go, a little bit of salt, and you're going to add your leaves to that. You just want to soften the leaves so they can actually become malleable. They can actually shape your mince.
Okay.
Unintentional mince is back. It's almost like the mince and cabbage show.
That's because of his part 1 when you mentioned adding mince in. Right. I think it's such a brilliant idea,
It is so amazing. And the fact that you can buy a mince as well, when you buy it, it's already thought out.
Yeah.
And you can section it according to if it's just 2 of you in the home, 4 or 6, and then freeze it.
Yeah.
Mince is just champion, and I believe it gets the country through winter.
Yes.
So let's talk about
you know
it.
you wouldn't have to do that.
It's a nice
invited us to your place for supper.
No, you
could use the whole portion, eh?
Of course.
We would go for it.
Nudge, nudge, eh?
Plenty is always better.
Exactly. So, onions go in, and I've grated the onions, super fine. Today we're very lucky. Today we can pop in a food processor and blitz it. But I remember back in the day, just standing there grating onions. It must have been like 9 and like crying your eyes out. But you want the onions to be grated, and you want to keep all that moisture as well.
Okay.
Somehow it tenderizes the meat.
Yeah.
And it adds a bit of texture, bit of flavor. So garlic goes in, then barbecue spice. absolutely. It's just such an amazing flavor. It just intensifies the beefiness of this dish. Salt and pepper is very important because what mince is, it's a big piece of beef that's being ground up. And normally if you think about a nice slab of meat, it takes a lot of salt to get flavor in there. And I see that people tend to be a little stingy with the seasoning when it comes to mince. But the difference is miles apart from like good seasoned mince and bland grey mince. So you're gonna get this in all together. We got like a nice little utensil stand. I'm gonna ask you if you can give this all a good mix. While you're doing that, I'm gonna get the pot on because we're gonna need something for our slaw.
Okay.
And also, if we can just have a look, our cabbage is looking so, our cabbage breed is looking so good.
I was going to talk about the smells coming through.
Right.
That's what we just prepared from earlier.
Oh,
And
man.
it's the bay leaves and the seasoning.
Bay leaves are, honestly, I buy fresh bay leaves and dried bay leaves. If you can get your hand on fresh, just buy them. And you're not going to use all of it at once. A good idea is just to leave them on your counter. If you've got something like a fruit basket, pop the bay leaves in there so they dry out naturally. And we've got like a branch of it now in our kitchen. And honestly, anytime onion touches a pot, it's at least 2 bay leaves that go in there.
And even though you added the garlic in after, I'm still getting some good smells.
Yeah.
It's not a problem.
No,
It's because it's coming together.
Because that beef cooks for so long, any intensity that was in the garlic is now just going to mellow out and start playing like as an orchestra with all the other ingredients. So when it's a longer period of cooking time, you're okay. But I do like that you spotted that. If you're cooking something that's only going to take about 20 minutes to cook, your garlic, you tend to want to hit from the beginning. You don't want that intense, pungent. Then it's going to be like, that, an orchestra, but one that's just singing off key. And you're going to just pick up the garlic. Yeah, exactly. So, get in the beginning.
This is mixed?
It's next. So, Raul, do you want to get your hands in there?
Yes, let us go. What are we doing next?
You have got the cabbage. You're going to just grab your cabbage. That's your leaf.
Yeah.
The other one?
Has been shredded.
There we go. There we go.
Got
and
that.
maybe you can pass me that utensil stand so everyone can see. You're going to get some of your mince, shape into like a roughly shaped ball, and you're going to wrap it in the oma.
Oh, so this is a blanket, right?
Yeah.
So let's grab Oma's blanket over here.
Make granny. Grab some granny.
How big are we talking?
So what we got for you now, we got like a little individual portion size. That's... Granny, how big are you? No.
Spitch.
Okay, so what you're going to do is, we've got the little individual sizes. So you can kind of eyeball how big you want to make them. But if you're making this for a lot of people, you want to get your big oven dish out. And then fill it like that. The reason we also did it like this shape is because you can freeze it. Once you get everything layered up beautifully, you can literally pack them in there and then freeze it. And then take it out, thaw it, and then cook it.
Quick question before we get over to that. Have I wrapped Oma up nicely?
That's fine.
Okay?
She doesn't need to be 100% covered.
Okay. But she can have like an arm out or something.
Exactly. But you want to have about 90% of it or 80% of it covered.
Inside.
I'll carry on with this. You add a little bit of this bright relish to the bottom of your dish.
Ooh, okay.
So like I said at home, if you're making this for
that's what I was going to ask, if it's going to be layered on anything.
Yes. So I remember my gran used to make a smochi.
Yeah.
So it's the onions, it's the tomato. This braai relish is amazing because it's got the onions in there, tomatoes in there, and the seasoning in there already. So it's really, it's all about the convenience now. It's winter, you want to get in, get out, get fed. So that goes at the bottom. Raul's going to pack his omas over that sauce, and then we're going to go with another layer of the sauce on the top. And then it goes into the oven. So essentially, all you want to do now is just cook that mince through.
Yeah.
Another reason I like this dish, it can cook in 30 minutes, and that's perfect.
So is it lean mince or any mince? Because there are people who don't like lean mince, and then there are people who prefer lean mince
Spitch,
for that,
let me just wipe my hands.
I'm gonna answer you as I'm...
Oh, there's a call.
I will answer. Hello? Culinary hotline, bling, ting, ting, ting.
Hi, you're speaking to Rose from East London. I have been wanting to ask this question for such a long time, and today is the perfect day. What is the ratio of salt to mince in if you're making meatballs or burgers or anything like that? Because if you're cooking anything else, you can taste if you've got enough salt. But I don't like to taste raw mince.
I got
so
you.
How do you know how much salt to put?
So a good gauge for me is that, remember, mince has fat in it, so it also depends on the percentage of fat that you have. So I'm going to answer 2 questions at once. Things like a burger, you want a higher percentage of fat. Things like, if you can cook it for a very long time, go for a lean mince because it's fine. You can add the fat back in there with like olive oil, with like butter, things like that. So what I find is, mince that has a higher percentage of fat tends to need a little more salt, and that must be because of the fat that coats your mouth, and it kind of blocks your receptors from taking in all that flavor. So for me, when it comes to 80% lean, 20% fat mince, which is almost the regular mince that you'd get, I go for about a tablespoon of salt. Okay, that's if you're making things like meatballs or if you're making these omas. Okay, when you're making burgers, here's what I want you to take note: shape your mince into little balls and then get it into the pan. Don't season your patty or your mince separately before you shape it. What happens is salt draws out moisture. So you're going to season all your mince, then shape your patty. You're going to see it's going to kind of start getting like a bit of a sheen on it. That's the moisture being drawn out. And then when you add it to the pan, you're not going to get that perfect crust that you want. So after you've pressed your burgers down, that's when you give it a seasoning of salt. Turn it over, season again, cook it that way. But yeah, so for my regular mince, I'll say 1 tablespoon of salt per 500 grams. Also your taste preference. You might not like salt that much. You can just tweak it a little bit, but that's a good place to start.
Thank you so much for the call, Rose. I love the question, and I hope you have an incredible day out in East London. And yeah, thank you. Chefs, Spitch.
Oh, we're done. Wow.
Clarify that.
Yes?
Chefs need to be respected. Dandy is a cook.
Okay, yes. I apologize. I do apologize.
To that. No, let's apologize to him.
No. And let's not talk about it. It's the cooks that raise the nation.
Yeah.
Not the chefs. So that's pretty amazing.
Thank you. This has been an incredible session. Culinary Hotline Bling, once again, thank you for the callers that came through, all those questions as well. And these conundrums were officially solved. Spitch, Clem, you guys have been incredible. Another edition, Culinary Hotline Bling. Ching. It's a success.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back one last time. Now, the musical odyssey that we've been taking on this morning is about to take another turn, and they gave us just a little taste of this track earlier in the show, and now it's time for Laurie Levine and Jack Thomas to deliver the full serving of Reptilian. And this is, in fact, the first single off their new EP and really showcases the new direction that Laurie has taken with this incredible new body of work, and it's all for you. Here is Reptilian.
Cheers to the sweet taste of time off, celebrating the lust of summer, and to family memories made with love by Clover.
Another feel-good production.